Oh, no, it's cold. Oh god, I'm running out of time. Okay, son, we'll make it. Ba-da-dum. We're good, I think. All right, I think we can read this. I'm making the squad for the convergences, boys. Okay, then we're gonna see. Did they fix this? I'm coming. I know. I'm sorry. I'm the worst. In your story. I'm coming. Wait, look. Oh shit, wait, it didn't work. Wait. Look, there you go. I'm okay. I know I look weird. I put the camera somewhere else. I bought a lot of things today. Not today. Yesterday. I bought a new monitor because mine was memed. And it came with an arm, so now I have like 4 monitors. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's great, okay? But also I bought a thing for my camera so it wouldn't stop fall so it would stop falling over, which is good. But at the same time, it's bad because it has a different. Now it looks different, and I need to make it work so it doesn't look different. But the problem is that I didn't do that because it was too late yesterday. So we'll fix that for next stream. But for now, you're gonna be looking. I'm gonna look like a little. Hi guys. That's it. That's kind of what it is, right? Which is not the worst, but like You hear? Oh shit! Wait. Before I. Okay. What is it? Comments? Who's messaging me? Alright, now, alright, we're gonna do commerciums, and while people are joining in, I shall be reading the new post from ArenaNet fixing, yes, they're fixing them, I would hope so, every one of the new elite specs. So we're gonna see what they did, we're gonna see if it's worth it, if it's good enough, or if it's dog shit, and everybody should riot and be like, damn, you guys suck. I'm going to play Hello Kitty Island adventure instead. So take your pick. Alright, here we go. Let me just tell people to join. Oh god, alright. I'm telling people to get on. And then I'm going to here. Convergence CMs. Let's go. Big damage, guys. I want you guys to blast. Okay. Okay, we're going. Random mask or wig? Alright. I think I wouldn't do it. I think I have one mute. Oh, got it. You guys can see it further. This time. Look at that. Look at that little guy. Alright. The focus will be top to be as well, pressing any buttons. Good. As it should. Honestly, kind of weird that they didn't do that. Day 1. Okay. Alright, let's see what they say. Guild Wars 2 exclusive. ArenaNet breaks down the changes coming to all new 9 elite specs in the next expansion. For the first time since switching to the annual expansion cycle, Guild Wars 2 next release will introduce a new set of specializations for each of the game's 9 classes. making fundamental changes to how professional plays. Now, new traits, utility skills, and an overhaul to the base professional mechanic means entire new builds and players to try. We definitely figured out that we wanted to do elite checks pretty early. Yeah, okay. Tescal, CMC, Mr. CMC, senior game designer of Guild Wars 2, is an interview with PC Gamer. Previous Unreal expansions have focused on adding new weapons instead, which comment notes are a lot more specific in what they can do with the professional kit. New elite specs, meanwhile, give Arena a lot more options. We really try to shift the professional mechanic into something more radical, so the gameplay is significantly changed and useful. No. And usually, elite specs can also fill a couple of different roles. So whenever we can do an elite spec, I think we do want to do elite specs. The new set of elite specs, which are launching later this month, after all the themed about the recently introduced Titan Alliance, blah 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 blah, Guild Wars 1, blah 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 blah. Reception is very good. Okay, so here we go. In the beta, overall the reception is really good. Obviously, none of these specs are perfect, and we knew that going in. We know that as players get their hands on them, we're going to get so much feedback that we could generate internally. There's going to be things that we missed, things that don't necessarily land as well with other players, that maybe people internally didn't have strong feelings about. That's good. We want to make these specs even better. Seeing a lot of the pain points that players are hitting as they're playing these specs more and more, that's really valuable for us. I think maybe some of the things, some of the crazy ideas we tried ended up going pretty well. Alright. I wonder if he was talking about Mr. Is he talking about Mr. Mr. Anticore here, guys? Maybe. And maybe some of them didn't quite land as well. Okay, and that's fine. We have some time to go back and iterate on things that don't necessarily work. I wonder when this was asked. This interview probably happened very recently after the beta, I would guess. The utility is one of the handful of new elite specializations that call back to the original Guild Wars 1 by trying to spirit summoning persons from Guild Wars Necro. As with most other Necromancer specs, the central mechanic is about building life force and Enter Shroud, gaining temporary access to new skills for as long as you have enough life to maintain it. Each spirit has a different flavor. Okay, so I'm just gonna change the I'm just gonna go to the upcoming changes. Well, there was a positive reception to Richards in the beta. The main point of feedback was that once you summon your spirits, there was little else to actually do while in Shroud. Yes, that is actually true, yeah. There's more to that, but yeah. The Shroud skills are maybe not quite impactful enough. The Lennon called them... I didn't sleep that much. Oh. The Shroud skills are maybe not quite as impactful enough. The longer cooldowns of spirits meant that once summoned, there was little left beyond the auto attack. And for players taking their Grandmaster trait that keeps spirits active after you leave the Shroud, you can feel penalized for actually using the skills, because you need to instead preserve your life force to sustain them. For the build in particular, the best way to play it seems to be just pop into Shroud, press Anguish again, and don't even necessarily press Wanderlust, because the damage is maybe too low, and then exit up again. Yes, absolutely. Because then that's maximizing your life force, your spirit time. It did change the way that you would play this spec, because I feel like that is kind of the meme that you would usually do in Necro. You go into Shroud, you leave instantly, right? Or like you stay there for a little bit and then, you know, you leave. So this one is like, oh, get in, out. Which is a bit boring, but I guess at least it's different. ArenaNet is now looking at how to make your Shroud matter more. Wait. Are they not gonna say what they're doing? In addition to making the summons more potent, possible options also include a rework of the Shroud's 5th skill, which currently shadow steps to your spirits to a direct location. This very much was a utility focused skill that maybe doesn't have as much of an impact as some of the other Shrouds 5 we've seen, like the VXC with Harbinger. The team is also looking to making the attacks that trigger alongside a spirit summon more potent. I don't know if that's enough. I think this... I don't know, man. I think that doesn't really do anything. Even if you make the 5 more interesting, okay, and like it's still gonna be the same type of gameplay that you had before. So what's the deal? I don't know. I don't think this is I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think this does anything. And I'm a little bit worried about the fact that they're essentially saying this is what they come up with. This is what they came up with. I don't know. The ritualist change, I think it's pretty obvious what they should have done. We'll see what happens, but I think it's pretty obvious that what they need to do is just like, hey, we're doing we're making it so you can actually use your spirits outside of the thing, or they stay, right? Instead of just disappearing and the effect being utilized instantly. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Also, I forgot, Noggin, thank you for the 35 months! Holy shit! 13 in a row! 13 months in a row. Thank you, Noggin. Thank you. Also, you DM me. Next. Evoker. Oh. Alright, let's see. Most of the LE builds are about jumping around the person's 4 element attunements, making use of the separate weapon skills that each one offers. Evoker is one of the about picking your lane. Here's your specific element to focus and get a familiar who follows you around, helping out in combat and providing benefits for prioritizing your elemental specialty in combat. Can you show a link? Yeah, I'll show it, like. Someone can pin that though. Arena design go for Evoker. Then instigate for 4 viable builds, 1 for each familiar. Oh, I like that. Toad, I need the Toad. Fire is your conditioned DPS build and Summons a Fox, which you can also transform into power with Inferno, but Air is your power DPS build, Water is healing, and Earth is all about hanging out with a Toad, and also CM protection, making it more of a PvP option. Yeah, that is correct. This is correct. I like this. You're welcome, Ambi, don't worry. Thematically, it's one of my favorite of the new specs, but in the beta, not all the attunements landed as well as they could have. Particularly on the support side. Arena had struggled with trying to do too many things with the Evoke train line. I don't know if that's what I would say, but sure, they did struggle with the trail line, yes, let's say that. The initial idea was that certain traits would be stronger with specific elements, but ultimately there wasn't enough room with the traits to support this. We ran into the problem that we ran out of space in the train line to actually flesh out all the builds, where there's only one set of traits of each one of these builds could take. Ended up not actually being interesting gameplay-wise, and if the theory was cool. Yeah, the idea is kind of the RP of it. Like, there's a trait for fire and, you know, one for water. I mean, yeah, sure, whatever, but like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Man, are they actually gonna go through every... Wait, are they gonna go through every... They go for every spec? Dude, that's kind of crazy. Holy shit. Alright. Oh my god, this is gonna... Alright. Oh, dude, we should just cancel Convergence Gems. Still have 8 people. Okay. Gohan expects that reworking the traits will open up space for more variety. We're probably expecting a lot more generic or a lot of more of the dual type traits, where it's a trait that is good on fire and air. There's gonna be main DPS elements, so we're going to blend this together for sure. That's going to open up a lot more space in the trail and to add more support boons. Okay, yes, because realistically the problem with the Evoker heal in particular was that, you know, you couldn't really do that. You couldn't really support anyone. You didn't have enough boons, so giving them more boons is a good thing. Another thing Gohan calls out is moving the boon generation from Familiar's Blessing Grandmaster trait down to the Master tier, meaning support players also have the option of picking the Grandmaster trait that locks you into the chosen element in exchange for significant cold interruptions, while still having access to alacrity. You know, I thought it's so interesting. Why? How they haven't they like learned this lesson like 50 times already? Is that insane for me to say? Like, haven't we have the whole conversation about, wow, putting alacrity and quickness on the Grandmaster trait is a bad idea? Haven't we had this like every expansion, every fucking elite spec ever? Like, how do we always? I don't know. Maybe I'm glad that they're changing it. That's nice. That's good. But Jesus Christ, can we just, you know, just once, just can we just do it in the first time? why do we keep falling for the same thing? Oh my God. Jesus, they forgone. I guess they did. We need more healers. Oh wait, no, we're not. Okay. Sally Scourge, yeah. Sally Scourge, okay. But overall, I think the changes on man, we need to make like I'm making a notepad, guys, because this is it's gonna, I mean, we need to make a video about this, right? It's gonna be important, so let's make the notepad. Okay, so Necromancer for Ritualist, they're saying they want 5 to be better. More impactful Shrouds. That's what they also said. And they don't like you going and out instantly. Evoker, more boons, better traits. Mix of fire and air in traits. 4 DPS and so on. Okay. Troubadour. Alright. Also, okay. That is Scourge. Yes. Yes. I like heal. Yes. Oh, I like heal again.
It's just like Gorseval.
Okay, good. Wow, he doesn't have that. Alright. We're 4950. Alright, we're reading another one, and then I'm organizing the squad. Okay, here we go. Troubadour. Surely this is not that big. I don't think there's gonna be that much of a change. Illusions are out. Instruments are in. The Troubadour gives Mesmers a bardic theme. Blah, 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 blah. How long each instrument lasts will depend on how many emotes you generated. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we know it. What's gonna change though? Much like Elementalist, there's a strong thematic through line in the Mesmer's new elite spec. One that feels particularly cohesive thanks to the obvious interactions between professional skills and utilities. Details or whatever, right? If anything, though, players want them the theme to be more present in gameplay. Is spectral instruments making themselves more known? Yes! We just want to make sure that the gameplay around the instruments feels good. Similarly to Evoker, Troubadour's balance changes are going to be focused on the specs trait lines. In the beta, plenty of traits map directly to specific instruments. A lute trait that increases damage, a flute trait that increases execution. Trying too many things in the trait line mod is that it can actually do in terms of real builds. Our support build is maybe too linear. Or not interesting enough because our choices were very spread out. Right now, too much of the traits selection is predefined by the build that you're trying to make, resulting in obvious picks that feel necessary to take. That's taking a lot. That's taking a lot of space in Treyland that could be otherwise spent in fleshing out different ways to for the support build to do things. Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's. I'm not sure I agree with that. I mean, yeah, I don't think. I don't think Troubadours. I don't think Troubadour's builds are like super boring in terms of trade lines. I feel like there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with them. A lot of different changes to how they play out. I understand what he's saying. I do. Also, why am I playing this? I should be playing. Oh, okay. So I'm not sure if I 100% agree with what he says here. You know, I do agree that what he's saying, making the trades more interesting or whatever. I think that's fine. I think the big thing for me that I would have wanted is making the instruments like more seeable and more of a professional mechanic. I don't think this really fixes the issues with it. I think it's not like Troubadour is bad. Okay. But I'm not gonna say that is like, oh, this fixes everything. This makes it so it's like top tier. I wouldn't say that either, right? Like, realistically. I wish I could say that, but I am not saying that. I'm sorry, real. Did Duolingo got you? Okay, so Troubadour, they're saying better trade lines to play support differently. Honestly, it's more about balance, in my opinion. Also, doesn't make the profession mechanic that much interesting. I know I have a lot of typos here, but we're kind of lesson. Which I also use to show people whether I like hero quickness. It doesn't show me what they are. I assign that, right? That's what I do. Okay, so these gamers, I'm gonna assume that they're quickness because they're heralds, and I hope they are. Heal and lack. Heal and lack. What is this? Perfect. Heal quick. And a DPS. And we need one more booner. I need one more booner. I could run any boons? Question mark? Oh, this person. Alright, you go. Go quick DPS. Alright, we're good. It should be fine. Actually, just go DPS. For this other guy. This poor guy is like, I'm Phil, I'll do whatever. And I'm like, well, the DPS. Poor bastard. The poor bastard, man. Alright, this gamer goes here. Alright, good. How do you do that? I have a, it's an add-on. It's called Squad Rolls. Are we in? I have a video on it. Just search like Squad Rolls, Darren's, and YouTube, and you'll get it. And you'll win, yeah? You'll feel good. Oh wait, my YouTube, oh god. Alright, Troubadour. We have only 6 more to go, guys. Overall, right now, I mean, we'll see. I mean, Ritualist, what we've done, Evoker, Ritualist, all these things, they are specs that don't really need that much in my opinion. I will say, ooh. Okay, am I crazy to say this? Evoker is probably not enough, no? People were complaining a lot about how Evoker played out, particularly on DPS, and there's nothing mentioned about DPS in this regard, no? Like, the gameplay is the same. So I think, I don't know, I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's enough. It needs more work for sure. And they didn't say that they're gonna do that. They were like, yeah, we're just gonna make the trades better. You know, there you go. Which is, I don't know. I feel like that's not what you want to see. F5 spam is not fun. I find it very fun. Oh, I'm sorry, Frosty. I think it's fun, but at the same time, I don't think most people think it's fun. So, can I really just sit here and be like, ah, yes, good job, Arena? Not really. I think you guys need to do a bit more work for this. And I made my suggestions, and I think it's just too, the extension is too close. They're not gonna delay it again. And oh man, they should. Oh, thank God they delayed it the amount that they did. Holy shit! I didn't even know. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know what would happen otherwise. All right, I don't want to know. But yeah, all right. Also, I will read stuff. So I mean, on the actual boss, I will concentrate. But actually, I'm gonna put myself. Oh God, wait. I'm gonna go Soja group. Actually, no, I'll just read it. I'll just read it while I'm playing the game. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna read it, and you guys are gonna hear me talk about it. And when the actual boss happens, we'll blast. Is everybody here? We can start. All right. All right, guys. Just so you know, just okay. Join Discord or Twitch. I will be talking about the fights, particularly the boss. I will yap around the new post, but I will lock in when needed. All right, just I just wanted to know. I want anybody to come here and say, why is Darren talking about random stuff when we should be doing the convergences? Yeah, I'm gonna yap. It is what it is. Yeah, you don't have to join if you don't want to, but yeah, there you go. Just go to the assigned place that I've told you to go to. All right, get yourself your beautiful sigils, Demon Slaying sigil, Knight sigil, all this stuff, and do big damage. Okay. Right, there you go. Oh, what is it, Gamma Scam? I will do it. Just one thing at a time, mister. Okay? We're reading the thing. We'll remember to Gamba, alright? Alright, Gale Shot, blah, 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 blah. I think Gale Shot was among the best received in the Elite specs or in the beta, and certainly the one I had the most fun with. We didn't do anything crazy with the specs. We had a great idea, strong theme. It feels like Genshin landed the closest to what its final form will be. Rather than any big feedback points, they focus now on refining what's there. We have a handful of polish items. The skills need a little more range, or some traits could have been a bit more interesting. Okay, so that's the only thing there's going to be for Gale Shot. That's fine. All right. Oh, Antiquary! Oh my god! Okay, we need to read this. Holy shit! Oh god! Okay. Oh god. Holy shit! Okay, here we go. Now this is gonna be the big one. Okay, that's All right, let's see. Let's see what they say about this. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm actually trembling right now. Knight Sigil, Bloodlust. And then Knight Demon Slaying. Okay, get me out of combat, boys. Did you mention where each squad is going? Yes. It's on the list that I posted, and it's been posted again just so you can see, eh? Alright, I'm bringing this to the other thing so I can play the game while watching. Alright. Antiquary... okay. What the fuck? Alright. Antiquary's upcoming changes. The diverse range of opinions on this is a theme at the side. A lot of the feedback from the beta, and this reflects my own experience, is that randomness leads to situations where you're forced to play the UI instead of the game. Oh, man, wait, they can't. No, dude, there's no way. They can't. They can't give up on the UI only after the beta. Surely they don't just go... oh, dude. No way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way they instantly give up on it. Right? Oh, no. On stealing artifacts, you've got the time to process where they are, what they do, and how to best use them. The lack of consistent results making it hard to build up muscle memory as you play. Yeah, sure. We definitely want to make the trade that guarantees an offensive relic and an offensive relic baseline with this spec. The split deck trade made it so that instead of picking 2 relics from an entire pool of 8, one would always come from the pool of our offensive artifacts and the other one from the pool of the offensive artifacts in the full release. This will now be the default behavior. Okay, so they're gonna make it so the F2 is always offensive, F3 is always defensive. This is probably a good change. I don't really have an issue with this. It probably will make it a little bit less interesting, but like, I think it's fine. And there's some defensive effects that are better than offensive, so there's still gonna be some sort of like better, what's the word? Some sort of like interesting gameplay in this regard. We definitely don't want those moments where you need a DPS skill and you drew the defensive artifacts, or you need the big defensive moment and oh sorry, you got really unlucky and didn't get what you were looking for. So that's gonna be the extra layer of mitigation just to build those back. I think that's gonna help a lot. That's a very good change. I don't think that's gonna make it so players who don't like Antiquary like Antiquary. I feel like if you don't like it, you don't like it. It's probably enough, maybe, kind of, right? What do you guys think? What are you thinking here? What are we thinking, guys? Boys. Not wanting you to have to play the UI is good. I think you completely missed the point, but okay. I'm coming. 4-5 is here, yeah? Yeah. I think it's probably good. I think this is probably good. Is it enough? I wish they would have talked about the abilities feeling clunky. They didn't talk about that, which kind of makes me sad. Because I think that's one of the biggest issues. The point is that the Squidmancer is about RNG. Yes, making you not play the UI is good, but at the same time, the whole point about the whole spec is that you play RNG. There's some sort of RNG to it. So if they would have just deleted instantly, that was my point. But then again, and its consistency to not be discarded or only usable in open world. I mean, that consistency comes from like power, no? From it actually being useful. And I think that's another thing. Like, I don't think any of the effects really are very useful, and they didn't talk about that. Like, there's so much more issues with Antiquary than just that one thing. Fundamentally, that probably is the worst thing, right? Like the worst point, the worst the hardest thing to fix. But I think the other things are also very bad, right? So I think it's important to consider. We need more than just, hey, this one trait that we already had is now baseline. I don't think that's enough to make it so people are gonna be happy about what Antiquary is. Even Antiquary enjoyers, which I am personally, like, I'll adapt to the UI. And also, you know what? I don't think you even play the UI that much. I actually don't think so. Yeah, you're looking at it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure. And it's kind of annoying, but you learn it. You learn what the symbols look like, so it's kind of fine. The biggest issues are not really that. The biggest issues is that the abilities feel bad to use, and they're kind of unuseful. Those are the issues. So this doesn't really help with that. So I'm not really sure if this is good enough. I'm not gonna lie. And I say this as a rat simp, right? We're not fixed. Well, we haven't read everything, right? Antiquary, I think it's not fixed now. Now it depends on what you what you say fixed, because for a lot of people, Antiquary, what Antiquary needs to be fixed is to be deleted. In which case, it's definitely not fixed, and it's never gonna get fixed. The problem isn't whether you like it or not. The spec mechanisms aren't well designed, just like the spear, at least for PvP. Well, I mean, not everything is one game mode, right? If, like, realistically, I don't know. Thief is kind of weird. I feel like Thief specs don't really fit anywhere. But I think it's fun if you want to have an only PvE spec. If it doesn't work in PvP, it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It just means that it doesn't fit in PvP, and that kind of sucks for the people who play PvP, but that's about it, right? don't care if it's a goofy build. I just want to know it actually functions. My favorite builds are Weaver and Bladestorm. Two unusual game mechanics are my jam. Yeah, I mean, those are very good ones. But then again, Bladestorm is not very good in PvP or War's World, but it's a good PvE spec if you like it. But a lot of people don't like it. It's very different, right? I'm putting this in the list. Alright. This is again Antiquary. Making baseline. No clunkiness? Question mark? No Gilbert's no more interesting effects? Question mark? I love paying 30 euros for a Living World episode. Honestly, here's the real take here about that particular comment. The real take is that they should have been asking $30 for each Living World episode. This way, Guild would have never died in the way that it did, and we would have Living World seasons that we actually pay for, and great expansion like HOT every other year. This would have been perfect, but you know, there's not where we're at, sadly. Does Antiquary like flow? Because Bladestorm and Weaver flow perfectly. That's the thing. I don't think it flows. That's the issue, and that's why I'm a little bit pissed off here. Why doesn't it flow? Why are we not tackling the fact that it doesn't flow? They didn't even mention that, right? They're like, oh well, the RNG. Is that really the biggest issue here? Is the issue to fix? But it's not really the only issue, and I feel a bit disappointed that they didn't talk about that. So yeah, I don't think this is that W. Honestly, do we have any W's right now? Troubadour, I mean, it's fine what they're saying. It's like, but the Troubadour wasn't really that big of a deal. Ritualist, I don't really think it's a W. I think it's kind of a meme as well. And what else do we have? Evoker also an L, guys. So we have right now 0 W's and 2 L's. That's not what you want to see. That's not what you want to see. It's okay, Kira. You can join for Umbral and carry your asses. All right, let's do the next one. Amalgam. Surely Amalgam didn't change that much. As a DPS spec, Amalgam significantly overperformed, topping DPS benchmark leaderboard by some margin. Unsurprisingly, then, you can expect nerfs to its damage output. Okay, that makes sense. Issues data, blah blah blah. Players are like, oh, the damage is too low on Rich List. Which is probably true, but that doesn't make the spec bad. Yes, I agree. And doesn't mean that Amalgam is good. They actually talked a lot of it here. I wonder what they're gonna. Are they gonna change a lot to Amalgam? It's kind of interesting. Amalgam seems like a success. Obviously, it's overtuned in terms of power, but we see a lot of really strong reception. It's one of the specs that got the most play during the beta because the players are pretty excited. Really strong theme again, like Mercurial Mold, the shape-shifting metal. Get the meteors out, guys. Get the meteors out. Get them out of here, guys. Oh, so this is doing okay. Alright, we're good. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on in the spec, and I think this really responded. People responded very strongly. Alright, that's good. CC, guys. That said, Arena is looking to the trades that maybe let you share evolved bonuses to other players. There's a few things that are maybe too powerful to share. Yeah, I would agree. It's interesting, the mechanic, the overshare, the share mechanic through effects of the Amalgam, they were not really that. I mean, they were very useful, but you wouldn't pick this a lot of the time. Probably in PvP and War's World you did, but at least in PvE you wouldn't really pick it, which is an interesting one, you know. Rats. The rat is fun, guys. Relax. That's like 50%. We don't deal with the rats until it's like 10%. Until it's like about to die. The rat deserves to, you know, it needs to hurt a little bit, you know. Eagle relic, guys. Eagle relic time. If you haven't done it yet, do it. I'm doing it right now, even though I can't even see my DPS. Just because I'm that committed. Algam wonders in the ability to grant both quickness and accuracy at the same time. Yeah, I feel like that was like such a meme. Was that even like even useful though? Like, what are they nerfing it? Like, I thought it was like kind of like a meme, no? Like I feel like, I don't know if this is the case, but it feels like Arena just went out and said like, all right, let's just make some crazy shit so people log into the beta. Let's make Amalgam be able to do quickness and accuracy. You can't really do anything with it, but it was kind of a cool concept. And that's it. Healers, drop-ins, and Soja. Meteors, get the fuck out. We have seen some of them here. I can see them. And I think they just exploded people. Which I understand. Exploding people sometimes is fun, but you know, you gotta be careful about that one. I'm disappointed with 0 comments on Frog. They get 0 comments. Evoker, there was like nothing there. They're like, the traits, you know, they're not the best. Like, okay. Like, that was it. Oh man. I thought it would sound like they were fixing the miniatures with the most specs, especially Evoker Rit, which is more than I hoped for. I don't know. Did they though? Did they make the biggest problem with Evoker? I don't think so. Like, giving boons is really not that hard. Dude, like, the mechanics of Evoker are still gonna be kind of memed. Same thing for Ritz. Frog. They should honestly take the chance of Amalgam giving quickness and accuracy and transforming into celerity, okay? And we start blasting, and every booner in the game is just does quickness and accuracy at the same time, and we're saved from the horrible rolls that we have in this game. Let's go. Oh, someone dropped the S. Someone dropped the meteor, guys. Someone did it. Hope it wasn't me and it didn't load for some reason. I don't think so, though. Mechanics are kind of a meme on Evoker, right? Like, people don't like at all the fact that you just press F5 over and over, and that's the entire thing, right? Floppy. All right, there we go. Let's go. Next one. All right, for this one is gonna be Umbral. So we do need to be more into the fight, guys. Demonite is kind of the practice run. But Umbral, we need to be super locked in for the boss, okay? I will not talk about other specs in the middle of that. So please, bring the most amount of damage that you can do. Bring big condition cleanse. And please, guys, if you're gonna die, if you see they're gonna die, just get into your workflow, okay? That's the most important thing there. Do not get hit by access. Do not get hit by the numbers. If you're dying a lot on Umbral, please just boop, get out. Just deposit your essences a lot into the into Soja, so the people that don't die do damage, and you that you know you might be taking you a little bit. It might be a little bit harder for you. You can just heal Soja instead, right? As long as they keep the fresh fire constant untouched for Evoker, I'll be happy enough. Oh, will Kira be able to join? Oh, Kira, be careful. It's people. Some people are leaving, some people are joining. Okay, so it is your time. Get your Eagle Relic out, guys. We only need this at the end of Umbral, so replace it for what you had before. Okay, no more relic, no more Eagle Relic until, you know, the boss. Remember, guys? All right. This one is hard, so everybody join. Discord for commands if you don't know what to do. Discord/Twitch for commands if you don't know what to do. I was abandoned with the lack of address on Troubadour Cyrus cast times. I expect barely any change on the launch for Troubadour. Yeah, I don't think they really gonna change that much. Like, I didn't dislike what they said about the trades, but I don't see how that's gonna change anything down the line. Yeah, I completely agree. I feel like they just were like, you know, kind of works. So like, all right, like, like there's not really like when I thought about Troubadour, what I wanted was like, oh, you press F1 and you know, maybe they'll make a trade that makes the whole thing more interesting. But like, I was like, oh, you know, you make your own songs. But there's only one way of playing Troubadour, which is press all the fucking buttons, press all the shadows as much as you want. So it's a little bit. But yeah, whatever. There really doesn't seem like they're changing that much. Yes, kid, I got in. Wait. You, mister. Go heal like, please. There we go. Conduit. Okay, this one is interesting. 10 pre-event as before, guys. The pre-event was pretty chill. The idea behind Conduit is strong, but players found that it was lacking in execution. I think Conduit is a pretty good example of when we felt that the pressure mechanic didn't have quite enough going on. You think? We had the idea of the F2 Cosmic Wisdom, where you could channel the form of different versions to draw inspiration, play out in different builds. You have the Conduit. We're doing Umbra, by the way, guys. Umbreon now. And a lot of different builds. You have to Condi build with Demon Sands, blah blah blah, man. The problem is that the bonuses you get from Cosmic Wisdom are generally quite basic, a stat boost and on one-hit effect. It's a pretty on point on how the avatar skills from Guild Wars 1 work, which was initial inspiration, which is, I think it's fair, you know, the RP there. But some of those also have more interesting hooks. So we're thinking, should it be more interesting? Fundamentally, they're like stands, so maybe we have a more interesting stand buff as you are in Cosmic Wisdom stage. Okay. And Arena is also looking at Affinity, which is currently quite basic in its execution, and Conduit extends the duration of your Cosmic Wisdom while making the Cosmic Wisdom effects more interesting. Would make Affinity more relevant. We're definitely thinking about a lot of profession mechanic because that feels like a big feedback. Once of the spec, it just didn't do enough. So they don't know what they're gonna do with it. Well, they're like, oh, you know, you guys didn't like that. That sucks. But you know, I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, sure. I guess we don't know what's gonna happen. I guess we're not gonna really. I guess we're gonna have to figure it out. I mean, it's nice that they know that what the issue is. It's just how they're gonna fix it, right? Like, I don't know. They're not really saying here what they're gonna do. We're gonna do it Umbra Wars and Jays beat up the Yankees. Yes, good. That's what I want to see. I mean, I had a lot of ideas on how to fix Conduit, but I mean, the main thing for me is that what was the thing I spent so much time. What did I say last time when we were talking about Conduit? It was about Affinity. I do remember that. Oh yeah, I was thinking that you make it so you also get Affinity while using your weapon skills instead of only your utility skills. I think that would make it more fun. Or make one of them baseline. No, I mean, well, one of them is already. No, yeah, you make it so yeah, that's what you do. You make it so the weapon skills are the ones that you use as well to get Affinity. This makes it way more fun, like a builder spender kind of thing. But I don't know, they didn't really. Okay, that kind of bothers me a little bit. That really bothers me. Can you discover server for 10 minutes after joining server? Yeah, they don't let you unless you have your phone in, which I wouldn't really recommend. Wasn't there like a Discord leak very recently? Man, if my Discord leak gets leaked, it's fucking over, boys. I'm going full 9 around, never going back. No, actually, that's not true. I probably would go full political. I'm not gonna lie. That would be funny. No, I wouldn't really do that. I honestly was just have fun with whatever I said. Like something that insane that I said on a DM or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, that was pretty funny. That's what I would say. Yeah, this could leak for UK people. Their ideas and government ID got leaked. Oh, okay. Well, imagine being British. Oh my god. No, I was kidding. That sucked. That's horrible. Oh wait, it's because of is it because of the gooning things, like all the laws that the UK has that prevent people from like actually do a lot of stuff on the internet unless you have an ID on it? Because of the Child Online Safety Act, I see. World War 1 PvP player could count pale in comparison to PvE. It should always take precedence. Not really. First of all, World War is very big, so I don't think it's even true. PvP, yeah, sure, I could maybe see it. But World War is omega big. And you also have to consider that it's not only about numbers. You can only get so many players from PvE, and you can only get so many players from World World. But what? Does that mean that you don't want those players? Do you only want one game mode? Not really.
Can you link the positions?
Yeah. There you go. Where's the post? It is pinned. Close the Duolingo thing. Fucking Duolingo, bro. Are you serious? Fuck Duolingo, bro. Dude. Duolingo is fucking cooked. Like, I did it for German, and I kind of relearned German with it, to be honest. But holy fuck, it pisses me off every day going like, hey, why don't you practice? Why don't you practice? Fuck off! Fuck you! You're an app. You're not even real. You're not even an AI. Okay? So fuck, just stop. Yeah, it's Duolingo, yeah, yeah. Jesus Christ. Alright. I love the chat. The chat is good. But overall, guys, okay, how many wins do we have on the post? 0? I don't think there's anything. Even Condor was like, okay. Okay, Paragon, let's see. There's a sense coming out with the beta Paragon film that are tuned. One of the many places of feedback centered around the look of the spec. Players want to see wings more. Yes, yes, okay, good. We have those on the Elite skill, the big moment here. Here's the Paragon wings in February. And we're thinking about it. There are other places that we can sneak those in. Yes, okay, more wings. That's actually big. That's actually big, very big. Okay, tell me that you're gonna make a DPS spec though. In terms of balance, Paragon is another spec where it is closely looking at the trade lens. We see the Alacrity Grandmaster trade being an extreme of. Here's a trade that gives Alacrity, and there's just maybe not a Grandmaster power level trade. Okay, look, I don't want to be mean, but this is obviously, they knew that this was going to be the case. They just didn't have enough time to do it. Like, this is what happens. Like, yeah, like, this was obvious. They knew this was the case, right? We might end up just moving it out the master tier, and we might end up having more stuff on it to make it really feel like a true Grandmaster trade. I mean, you better, like, because if you don't do that, what the fuck? The might there kind of scares me a little bit. What do you mean might? This is not a might situation. This is a we must do this. Like, this is the, yeah. There's a lot of examples, I think, in Paragon Tradeline where we didn't quite land as well as we wanted it too. Yeah, true. Another trait consideration area is making is enabling DPS build. That is another thing that we that is maybe not as thematic, but it's pretty notable. Call back to Guild Wars 1. If I just want the spear chucking Paragon that does a bunch of damage, that's not super well enabled at the moment. But maybe again, a Grandmaster trait that gives you a bonus damage isn't the most interesting, so we're thinking there are ways we can enable that build to make it better. Okay. Alright, first W of the day, boys. First W of the day. Yes, Paragon does need a DPS spec. Yes, we need more wings. Yes, the traits are boring. Yes, all this is good. Now, as I said before, a little bit disappointing that we're not being told how they're doing this. I guess it was pretty early on the after the beta, so that's why they don't know. But I'm glad that they're saying this. This is good. First W, we're chilling. We're blasting. Okay, don't make me go into the warrior rant. Don't make me go into the warrior main rant. Warriors have been super powerful for the last, what, 3 years, 2 years? Warriors they never get else. Okay, relax. We haven't been allowed to have fun for like 10 years. I'm not gonna... No, you're wrong. You're wrong. That is not true. Words are super powerful and they're very fun. Berserker is very good. Bladestorm is very niche, but it's fun in what it does. And Spiritbreaker is also insanely powerful. Okay, guys, everybody, pay attention. We're going Umbral now, guys. Umbral is happening. Where the fuck is Umbral? Oh, it's on the side. Alright, let's go. Spellbreaker got it for Warps 1, just recently started being good again. Okay, but Spellbreaker was good since its inception in Warps 1. It was like needed. Like, yeah, I think that's okay, you know, to have like a moment of, oh, maybe it's not the most insane spec ever.
Guys, together.
MM with the 10 gifted subs! He knows that we're gonna kill Umbral. Careful with the access, guys.
Community, let's all come together.
Remember, numbers, we get out. So you can go into your war claw to do so.
And when I'm rich, I will say,
Woo! Look at that
we're
dodge.
rich, guys.
We did it.
So it feels like we're rich, but it's really me that's rich.
Thank you. Thank you, Gilderman. We're rich. We're rich together. Careful with the axes, guys. Remember, Condi Cleanse, Condi Cleanse, Condi Cleanse. That's the name of this boss. You Condi Cleanse, you're happy. Alright? Woohoo! Look at that dodge. Soja's doing well. If you're downsiding a lot, guys, please just go to Soja and deposit your essences so we don't lose them. If you are indeed doing this, please, please, please just go. Alright. Now the Luminary one is gonna be an interesting one. We'll do that after Umbral. I'm actually a Luminary main. I'm a Luminary enthusiast. I actually love Luminary, even with its not that many issues, honestly. Personally, I don't think there's that many. So I'm very interested to see what I'm gonna think. Okay, keep at it, boys. Press 1 in the chat if you think Umbral is Luminary is fixed. Press 2 if you think Luminary is dog shit. Okay, let's go. Prepare, guys. Now the numbers are gonna start going, okay? Umbral numbers are very hard. Well, they're not very hard, but they will one-shot you. So just don't stand on them. That's all you need to do. If you need to get into your Sky Skull to do so, if you need to get into your War Claw for it to take the hits, that's fine. But just don't die. That's the only important thing here, boys, alright? That's the only important thing, okay? So let's just do that. Don't get hit by axes, of course. I got hit by an axe. I got 21 stacks of bleeding, and I instantly died, as you can see right here. Alright, we don't want that. Okay, good job. Keep at it, guys. Numbers probably gonna be very soon. Not yet, not yet. Numbers, get out, 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 get out. Okay, not that many people died. That's actually pretty good. Usually everybody dies there. So this means that we're probably gonna make this work. Okay, this is good. Careful with the axes. Dodge through them if you have to. Soja is getting pretty low. Healers drop essence on Soja right now. Everybody that downstated even once, you are forced now to deposit on Soja at all times. You get 20 stacks, you go deposit instantly. I don't care about your damage. Get out of the numbers. Okay, how many? Ooh, ooh, ooh. 0! That... Okay, 1. Still, that's insanely good. Good job, guys. That's what we want to see. Oh, yes. We got gold on Janther once, and instantly people start blasting. Good job. Woohoo! Keep at it, boys. 3%, Soja will be fine. Just kill the boss. Alright, good job. How can you cancel Scondis on Renegade, guys? Is there a thing? Is there a way of doing it? That really pisses me off. Okay, Soja is very low. I'm depositing some. Soja. I thought we were gonna be able to, you know, kind of ignore it, but we're kind of cooked now. People leech Thumpers way too much. Yeah, they do. But that's why in my squad that doesn't happen anymore. We have cleansed the squad. We got gold last week. So tomorrow we're doing that too. I will do that a bit faster, a bit earlier, guys. So we're gonna do gentle wild convergence CMs an hour before because we have the patch. All right, so we're gonna be doing that earlier, eh? Maybe even earlier than that, you know. Here we go. Prepare for numbers, guys. They're gonna happen. I can feel them. A lot of people died to... guys, we need to get a bit better with those Condi cleanses. Healers particularly, yeah? Okay, there's the numbers. Don't get hit by the numbers. Don't look at the eye. Oh, I looked at the eye. Alright, big damage, guys. Careful with the axes, they're coming. What the fuck is he doing? Deposit on Soja, guys. He's right here anyways. Get out of here. Good job. Keep at it, guys. Only 12%. Sorry, 7%. Don't look at the eye. Good job. If you're downsiding constantly, guys, if you're downsiding constantly, please, as soon as you get like 20 stacks of the essences, deposit them on Soja, alright? Let the people who are like permanently using, like doing a lot of damage and not downsiding, that can keep the essences, do the damage and not deposit, right? There are numbers. Nice. Alright. So it's doing well. Remember, guys, Eagle Relic, if you haven't put it yet. I actually forgot myself. Ooh, that was a nice laggy lag. That's 25%. So it's pretty low, but that's probably okay. Big lag. Oh, everybody got the same thing. That's fun. Big damage, guys. Collect those little essences. I'm just gonna go deposit them. Oh god. I had 60 bleeding snacks. I don't even know how I got that. Don't look at the eye. Oh god. I think at this point, guys, we need to deposit way more essences, guys, alright? So I want people blasting. As soon as they get 50, deposit them, alright? And if you are just, you know, downsetting a lot, just deposit them instantly. I'm gonna be depositing instantly because I've died a few times. Okay, good job. A lot of people dying to those numbers and guys, we cannot be dying to that. This is how we lose this fight. You lose your essences, you don't deposit them, you die, and then we're over. This is still losable, guys. Don't look at the eye. Okay, how the fuck did I see that? Alright, whatever. Look at all these people dead. 2% though. Soja. Soja, guys. Everybody deposit on Soja. Okay, that's good. Look at all those essences. Alright, this should be fine. Good job, gamers. Keep at it. You see the boss. And easy Umbrel with 2 minutes to spare. Easy peasy, good job. Oh, the last 25%, that was a bit scary. I will admit it. I think everybody can agree with that. but we did it at the end. So good job, everyone. Nice. We have 3 more to go. We're really having a good pace here. So good stuff. I mean, actually, yeah, that's fine. All right. Now, while waiting for the gamers to come back, poor soldiers on death's door all the times. That's how it works. If you don't do that, we lose. Quickness DPS. Oh man, dude, we need to like, you know, we need to make it so people don't leave, right? Like now we're just stuck with people for you know, we need to get, you know, 3 CMs, commercial CMs. Let's go. All right, there we go. Yeah. Hi, soft toast. Yeah. They asked for a channel point, guys. I don't know what to say. I have nothing. I have no power here, yeah. All right, guys. Yeah. It's time to keep going, yeah. I really regret this. I mean, you asked for it, yeah. It is what it is. You're. I mean, you took your chance. You got what you got, yeah. Yeah. All right. We need one more quickness, yeah. Who can it be? One more quick. Need one quick. Yeah. This is the best thing ever. No regrets. Some people are disagreeing with you, bro. Yeah. What do you think about that? One hurting juice, yeah. We still have some seconds, yeah. Okay, there we go. 1 minute has passed. You're good. Are we going for the next boss, yeah, or later? Now. I miss known voice redeem. That was fucking crazy. That hurt my voice. That would not. That could be a very, very expensive channel point if we want to bring known bows back. Making quickness DPS is good. We're chilling, bro. Burning in there, right? Let's go. All right, we need one more, one more gamer, guys. Join in now. Join in now. All right, let's see what they're saying. They're doing in Luminary while waiting for people to join. Luminaries, there are some big changes planned for Luminaries launch, which surprisingly Gohan takes as a positive. Instead of a lot of small things to tweak and fix, there were just a few major changes requested, which kind of feels really good because, okay, if we just fix all the things, then the spec is awesome. One relatively small immediate change is the Raiden Shroud wouldn't be called a Shroud. Internally, we use the word Shroud to talk about a lot of mechanics that are maybe not necessarily Shrouds. Harbinger has a fairly loose interpretation of Shroud in that it doesn't protect you, but I think we're going to rename the Radiant Shroud. It'd probably be called Radiant Forge. Okay, that's fair. We'll brainstorm in a little bit internally. Okay. As for the major feedback, Arenanet is addressing the flow combat in the Shroud. We saw a lot of feedback around some of the skills being a bit too slow. You know, the hammer, you thought about the air, you know, 10 years and then you slam it down. Maybe it should be sped up a little bit. Okay. More generally, players were frustrated with Shroud's cooldown scaling. Seeing it has a penalty, just wanted to use all the skills while in Shroud. I don't want to say it's surprising, but it's opposite of how we envisioned it. It was more like a reward for just popping it in and doing one thing. It's like, okay, if I need my shield block, I can just go into Shroud, use my shield block, and then come out. And then I have less time until I can go into Shroud again. I needed to get my sword leap and hammer slam. Nevertheless, that's not how players saw it, so it's being changed. I mean, now looking at ways to remove the penalty for using full potency of the Shroud's kits. I mean, Arena is also looking at the Shroud's auto attack, which changes based on the rating and weapon you equip. A neat idea, but one that felt underwhelming in the moment. It's just the same kind of spell Casey versus America around you all the time. Yes, I did have this complaint. And we saw a lot of people say, I have a giant hammer in my hands, why am I not swinging the hammer? So we're probably gonna retool how the basic attack works a little a little bit and try to give it a bit more incentive to be in the Shroud a little longer. The other big change will be focus on virtues. F1 to F3 with Luminary are the same as the Corp version. That's the one thing people called out. They're like, why the Corp virtues? Which again is understandable. And so now Arena is looking at making Luminary specific virtues that better tie into a specific theme of the spec. We do want to keep them as those instant cast, immediately valued type of skills. Just want to give a little bit more Luminary flavor. Maybe some interaction with the professional mechanics. But the idea is that these are supposed to be more immediate value as opposed to the big animations that Dragon Hunter Willbender have. Okay, that's great. That is literally everything I would... Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I wanted for Luminary. I already love Luminary, but this makes it like so much better, no? This is huge W. This is hugely good. This is great. It's kind of crazy because this thing... You know, I'm just gonna say it. If people say that this is like Omega great, I'm gonna like if someone says that this is Omega good and Luminary now is perfect, and before they said something like this is dog shit, it's completely horrible, it sucks. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna judge you a little bit. I'm gonna be like, bro, the spec is gonna play very similarly anyways. These are like little things that make it better, but like realistically, the good things about the spec already existed. So I'm gonna be like, well, did you even play the spec before? But whatever. One thing that's not clear from the article, the writers, he said this took place in 1 week after the end of the beta, so it's early on them aggregating the feedback. Yeah, which I think is kind of important. I don't know. More wings. Sparrowing is more wings. DPS spec, and then Luminary, new virtues, new animation for auto attack, less CD on abilities to stay on Shroud longer. Shroud no longer called Shroud. Alright, let's go. This is so interesting to me. Alright. I wonder what people are saying. They mention what they're gonna do with Evoker Centaur and Dark Senses because they look needless on conduits. Oh. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. Yeah, I mean... Oh, this post is just so weird. Why did this post release now? Right? Am I? Isn't this kind of stupid? Because obviously this was 1 week after the beta, so they have thought a lot about what they're actually gonna do on each of the situations. But if you don't know that, as a reader, you're like, wait, they have no idea what to do with conduits? You know what I mean? Like, that's super scary, and I think that's a huge mistake to not have share this 1 week after the beta. And if you're not gonna do that, if you didn't want to do that, then make another interview now, okay? Not with information from 1 month ago. Yeah, like this is a little bit. That's a little bit crazy. Because, dude, I can bet that there's gonna be a lot of people mad about the fact that, oh well, why is conduit? Why do we not know what they're gonna do with content? They don't even know. Well, because this was like a month ago. They probably know now. They probably already did it. But like... And wait for the DPS program they're thinking about possibly adding. I mean, that's the issue. They obviously gonna do that. They're obviously gonna put it in. It's not gonna be a possibility. This is what it's gonna be. They're gonna put it in. But... onto it... Question mark, question mark, question mark. Okay, overall... What would I give this post in terms of 1 out of 10? In actual information, probably like a 6 out of 10. In my confidence that these specs are gonna be good, 7 out of 10. That's probably true. Also, it's not palo duro, it's palo duro, which means hard stick. Which, you know, you can take what you will from that. That's a comment to the writer was responding to the Reddit thread. You'll see then. Alright. The writer, I see. Kind of base, honestly. So wait, did the writer post it himself? Or how is he called? He's an innuendo. Yeah, I think they got it. I think they know. Hello, Ron. Hi, Anton. He posted it himself, the red. He's the OP. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so what did he say? Ding dong. Bro. Am I blind? Kind of based from the PC Gamer guy to just post it here. He replied to a few messages. We need to make sure the gameplay around the instrument feels good to mean that they were aware of the feedback around visual flair and presentation. Well, that's a little bit... Okay, but that's the interpretation from the interviewer. Yeah, do you think that's what they meant? Do you think they meant like they're actually gonna make Luminary, Troubadour's instruments look better? That's not how I interpreted it. How to look at the quote again? What did the quote was? We just want to make sure that the gameplay around the instrument feels good. That doesn't say anything. That was a good, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm all for ANETs. You know, I love them, alright. But I'm not gonna. With all the respect, I'm not gonna assume that that means that they're gonna fix the visual effects. Like, no. Maybe that's what they meant. Maybe that's what they want to do. But I'm not gonna take that quote in that meaning. There's no way. Like, no shot. But the thing, this downside of talking to dev for an hour is that it takes a while to go through and get a long form article. Yeah, I don't know, man. If this is, oh man, I don't want to meme on this guy. You know, he's done a good job on the interview. I think it's a very good interview. But yeah, he should have definitely have released it way earlier. That this is not. I get that it's a lot of work, but bro, you kinda fucking arena over here. Yeah, like you absolutely are. You memed them a lot with this. I think. Which feels a little bit, you know, rude to say, but yeah. Because now, everybody thinks like, wow, Arena doesn't even know what they're gonna do with the specs. And it's been a month. Because realistically, no, I don't think a lot of people are gonna read, oh, wait, this was a month ago. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna be like, wait, that's what they want for Luminary? I'm sorry, that's what they want for Conduit? What the fuck? It's only 1 month away. Oh, you know, like... They kind of fucked them over. They kind of did. I'm sorry. I don't care about the visuals of it. It was just a weak response. Maybe they had an embargo? Maybe. But that's not what he says. If that was the case, he would have said in this comment, no? He would have said, well, I wasn't allowed to. Or is that against NDA? Like, fuck. If there was an embargo, that's, you know, look, that's any other's fault. Regardless, it's someone else's, it's someone's fault because this, yeah. I don't know, man. What's next? What else did the OP say? He said correct. All right, what is he correct about? What is the correction? Anti-Curse becoming changes. I believe that the journalists and not the devs, but I'm not sure. Really confused with the direction that the main driver is a thief man. Wait, what? I'm sorry, Dad. I don't know what that comment means. I don't think it matters anyways. What else did they say? Man, reading this while playing commercials is fucking hard, man. Oh no, come on! I want no, dude. My stacks. Alright, whatever. It's whatever. I did mention that internally do refer to Forumfort as Hollow Shroud. That's so fun. Wait, that's so funny. They refer to Hollow Shroud as a Hollow Fort as Hollow Shroud. That's so funny. That is such an interesting, funny little change. They're like, people are mad about the name of it. I guess this kind of comes from Wooden Potatoes. I think he had a big issue with the fact that they call it Radiant Shroud. I don't remember very well though. But it's all about the RP. It's very interesting how only one thing like that, just the name of the ability in some way, can really change the perception of a spec. You know, I think that's super funny. Guys, should I make a tier list? No, that'd be insane. Guys, how sloppy would it be if I make a tier list about my predictions of the specs? Would that be like insanely sloppy? Would it be too sloppy even? It may be too sloppy. Don't Relic of the Eagle, guys. Get it back. The sloppiest. Should have decided time to it after, yeah. Yeah, like, I feel like 2 weeks. Like, it should have been on September, right? Like, realistically. The whole thing, but whatever. I'm learning this spank. I'm like probably not doing that much damage. I have no idea though. My RDPS is memed. I love being sloppy. We love it sloppy, just do it. I have a lot of sloppy videos, guys. I already recorded. I will release it later on today. The every one build for each Halloween. Wait, one build per class for Labyrinth, guys. And it's gonna be the best ones. Only the best ones. I don't understand why people want to. Okay, is this crazy to me, guys? Like, I don't. Why do people say that for Ranger you bring Untamed? I feel like Druid is better, no? Like, what would you... Like, yeah, sure, you're tagging a lot with, like, Unleashed Staff. But you can only do that, like, every 10 seconds. And then what? Like... I think it's meme. I think it's complete meme, man. I'm sorry, term that never done it. You should. I think it's a fun thing to do. At least to try out. I'm gonna do it the day one. After that, I probably will never do it again. Is still Herald or Bouncy Castle, Vindy? I mean, just go Herald. Wait. Bouncy Castle, Vindy, like Alacrity Vindy, no? Because now you can give Alacrity with Vindicator. So isn't this kind of like a hugely good build? Alright, okay, we're gonna test that out. That's a new cook. That's a very good new cook. That's a very good new cook. I will test it out tomorrow. That's gonna be the build that we're gonna test out tomorrow in Labyrinth. And then we're gonna make a video about it. Right? Still stamina? Yeah, still stamina. I don't want to release a video about it yet, though. That's a hugely new cook. That is very good. I love your YouTube videos. Oh, thank you, Akko Handsome. Is that handsome? Are you handsome, Akko? Antiquary for lab farm? Nah, I guess we'll have to wait until next year, eh? No, that would be fucking dumb. I don't know why you would ever do that. Don't be on the butt. Don't be on her butt, guys. Xpac is 26th of October. I have no idea. I haven't even bought the thing, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't even bought it. Guys, who wants to give me the expansion? Oh, so it's so low. Okay, I'm depositing on so. I mean, I ain't doing it. I'm chilling, to be honest. Halloween event ends in December. Wait, so you're saying that we are gonna have the expansion while Halloween is happening? Oh, that's a bit of a weird one. I don't know if I like that. That's kind of a bad idea, no? Is it, I don't know if I like that. I think that's kind of dumb, no? Let's be realistic. They will not be able to change the glasses in time. I don't think that's true, because this was this interview happened on September. I think the big the very not good one here is, okay, what are the losers? We should make, okay, I'll make this for the video, right? But we should make a tier list of how much changes each spec is gonna get. It seems like Evoker is not really gonna get that many changes, right? That does seem to be the case. Ritualist, same thing. Troubadour, same thing. It could be that some of the straight just completely fixes everything. Soja. But other than that, I don't know. Guys, Soja, please. Guys, Soja. The rat. The rats. I'm depositing essences, guys. We're chilling. I'm kind of taking it chill today. You know, we're doing chill convergences. Ghost, yeah, Ghost is fine, but they're not gonna really change it that much. Then what else do we have? Antiquary doesn't seem like it's gonna change that much either, which I think is a bit of a mistake. Well, for what they said in the interview, right? Which is a little bit, they might surprise us and change a lot afterwards, but what else do we have? Gale shot. Amalgam doesn't change that much either, just gonna make it less OP. Luminary, very good changes, a lot of changes too. Paragon, a lot of changes too. It seems like heavy ones are the ones that are getting the most amount of changes. Conduit, Conduit is weird. They kind of mean it like, oh yeah, we're gonna change a lot of things, but I don't know, but like they don't know what they are, at least in the moment that they made this interview, so it's very hard to tell how Conduit is gonna end up. It could be like complete dog trash, or it could be like omega great, because it's just, we have like no idea what they're gonna do. So I think the winners definitely are gonna be here. Paragon Luminary, number 1. Conduit is a huge question mark. And everything else is like, eh. They're praying that they will keep Antiquary interesting instead of normalizing in a way, remove the spice. They remove a little bit of the spice, but I don't think the little bit that they removed is really that big of a deal. What are people saying? Oh my god, you got 2 Themes of Liquid Karma. Congrats, Athena. Oh my god, congrats. You're so, oh my god, you're so lucky. What I would do for those 2 Themes of Liquid Karma, guys. What would I do? I can't say that on stream. It would not for work. I would frog. No, okay. For content, the interview happened about a week after the beta. Then this is like Conduit. I think it's more, and they processing the feedback. Right. This guy also plays Destiny. L. I forgot to swap Fireworks, Dreadwing. I forgot to swap Eagle. Yeah, it's. I really should just have like. You guys are so stupid. Oh my god, yes! Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, we need like different equipment templates for this shit, like honestly. One for Eagle, one for no Eagle, because like it's so annoying, honestly. That's the truth. I'm so small. I'm a little guy. Oh my god, I got 2 thimbles of the karma. Oh my god, me too. Oh my god, this guy too did. That's so stupid. Guys, pin a thimble liquid karma if you got one, guys. Guys, did anybody else get the thimble of liquid karma? Guys, did anybody do it? Oh my god, you too? Fallen, you also got it? Oh my god. That's crazy. Who else, guys? Did anybody get so lucky? Oh my god, did I? Oh, guys, I didn't. Oh, no, I did. I got 9. Oh my god, that's crazy. I'm the luckiest. I got, yeah, 9. I'm the luckiest of luckiest. This guy got 10. 10. Holy shit, guys. He won the fucking lottery. He's an exotic relic, bro. Ooh, that's actually a big strat. That's actually a big try like that. I like it. We need 3 more gamers, guys. Get in. With you. We lost a quickness. Need 1 oh my god. 1 heal lag and the 1 quick. I've seen this, Alcar. I will not allow this. It's disrespectful to my beautiful friend. The frog white is only for private, for the best teapot friend. Teapot white only is real to the closest. It's forbidden knowledge, forbidden imagery. Okay, people are happy with Luminary. With you. I really expected similar feedback to Conduit that was given to Luminary. The general feedback for Conduit was sorry, nice idea, but mechanically doesn't work. Seeing your face like that does make me nervous under up, man. Yeah, I think they're kind of lost on this, to be honest. I think everybody is. Heroic the 5th scope to be a powerful bottom, and Loopy center shroud. Instantly someone explodes prayers, use 5 extra shrouds, so nothing really changes. Yeah, I completely agree. I think Ritualist is completely... The change in Ritualist is complete meme. So hopefully they kind of change their mind on this. We need 2 more gamers. Did anyone say that Angel like? Okay, good. Thank you. Get it. I'm moving you. Sub 7, mister. 2 more gamers and ideally 2 quick, 1 quickness. Can this guy quickness? And you quick. Actually, we need another quick after that. Jesus. Can you quick? If I were to, okay, let's do this. Let's make a tier list. So, great changes. Didn't really need that much. Missing the point. And needs more. And then D, I'm gonna put like question marks. We don't know, we can't really know, right? Like that's gonna be what it is, right? Oh my god, we need 2 more gamers, come on. Well, I guess we can just go, honestly, fuck it. Like, we can just go. I saw too quick, nice. Yeah, fuck it. We can just go. Let's blast, boys. Fuck it. Great changes. Okay, so I think for great changes, obviously Paragon and Luminary. Didn't really need that much. That's like Amalgam. And Gale Shots. Antiquary missing the point. Troubadour missing the point. Evoker needs more. And Conduit question mark. Ritualist missing the... Well, needs more. They kind of understand the point, but they kind of meme the let's go sorry guys. They kind of meme the way that they're doing it, right? Like Ritualists are like, oh, you know, Shroud is not really fun to use the Shroud on, not again on Ritualist, right? Whatever. So let's do this. And but the thing that they're doing doesn't really do anything. Same thing with Evokers, like, oh, it's not as interesting. And yeah, the boons are nice and the traits making it better is nice, but I mean, is Evoker missing the point? No, it just needs more. It just needs more, right? Like, realistically. I think this is fair. I think with the Battle of Antiquary and Troubadour is what they say is fine, but it was barely anything. Yeah, like, yeah. But I think it is missing the point, though. Because Troubadour, yeah, you mean, you know, the traits, haha. But, like... That's not the real problem that Troubadour has, right? It's not really doing, the changes don't really do what they what needs to be done. That's why I put missing the point here. Same thing with Antiquary is like, okay, yeah, the RNG is a bit easier to deal with now, but it's still gonna feel bad. So who cares, right? That's why I think missing the point is the correct way of putting it, right? Because they did say things from them. And, I mean, I would love to put Conduit anywhere else, but Conduit is like, you know, it sucks. We need to fix that. It's like, okay, good. That's good, I guess. How? Who knows? The biggest problem Troubadour has is Chrono. Not really. I think there's a distinction between Chrono and Troubadour. Like, realistically, like, okay, you want to know that, you know what it is right now? Here's the specs. For Mesmer, right? You have Mesmer, you have Mirage, which is completely different. Then you have Chrono, right? Chrono is the same, with all respect, is the same as Virtuoso and Troubadour. But Virtuoso is a version of Troubadour that is not booning. It doesn't give any boons. And Troubadour is a version of Virtuoso that gives boons. And then Chrono is just Virtuoso and Troubadour together, but they have clones instead of whatever, you know, blades or instruments, right? That's what it is. Like, realistically, Virtuoso and Troubadour are just different versions of Chrono. Which is fine, but Troubadour needed more to be more interesting, I think. It needed more of like a, hey, you know, we have the instruments and the way that you play the instruments in different orders, just this, you know, like, it honestly should have worked like Renegade, right? Like, yeah, like this things. Like, you press one and when you press the second one, something else happens, depending order. You can probably still have that, to be fair, in the meme, right? In the trade lines. So hopefully, but they didn't really mention that, so it's kind of hard for me to believe that they're actually gonna go for that. So yeah, I don't know, man. But I wish they made the Firebrand tomes. That would have been a bit too much, I think. That would have been interesting, but that would have been a bit too much. Like, if this was an actual, like, this is gonna be so mean. But if this is an actual expansion, then yeah, sure. But I think what we got, you know, it's good enough in the regard, right? Yo, hi, Naza. How you doing, bro? I think they would have been so much better to specialize with each instrument. You just do 3 instruments instead. Yeah, I mean, I think the tails are kind of cool, no? Like, the tails are pretty cool, right? Like, surely. The cat aggro. That's okay, bro. Cat aggro happens. Better to have cat aggro than not have a cat. I really don't give a fuck about the tails. Really? I think they're cute. And I guess I'm just weird. I like the tails. I enjoy them. They're the most negligible part of the whole kit. Really? I feel like it's the most fun. Also, okay, another piece issue. Another issue that guys, please don't refer to the piece issue as a issue. Please don't. Or would that be a piece tissue? It's just not. What are we talking about? Oh, I don't like they didn't talk about the UI in Troubadour. Because okay, yeah, sure. In Antiquary you have to look at the UI a lot bit, sure. But realistically, the more you play it, the less you have to look. Troubadour is fucking insane in how much you have to look down all the time to see how much time you have left in your fucking instruments. Like, it is so annoying. It hurts my eyes. My muscle eyes are fucking sore after playing Troubadour. It actually hurts. Why? Why didn't no mention that? Like, why am I crazy here, guys? Actually, I'm gonna put this as a main thing. No UI changes. They didn't talk about it at all. I think it's interesting how your issues with Troubadour are aesthetics based, while you don't seem to feel that much for Antiquary. I don't really have aesthetic issues with Antiquary now, because it's doing what it's doing. I have an issue with the gameplay of it, and I like the idea that how the tails work. I think that's the only fun part to me about Troubadour. I mean, I like the other things as well, but that's the interesting one. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, it is interesting. You know, I found out very recently. Okay, this is complete this has nothing to do with Guild Wars 2. But I was talking to my friend the other day. We're talking about music. For some reason, we're like, oh, what's the more popular? What are the most like popular bands or whatever? I don't know. And for some reason we're talking about like Keane, because I think Keane is like very good band and the singer is like great, but I have always had an issue that Keane just sounds the same regardless of anything. Any song, any album, they all sound the same. But then my friend was like, yeah, just like the Arctic Monkeys. And I was like, what? No, they don't. And I got a little bit like, I mean, I didn't get triggered, but I was like, I don't understand that. And I do think there's a little bit of like, some people just perceive things completely different. And there's and it kind of pisses me off that there's like no consensus on it. It's like the whole like, some people really like Avocado and some people like, I don't know, they hate it. And they just perceive it differently. And that pisses me off. You know, so there's no way that something is just like, there's no objectiveness at any point ever, even on a fucking video game like this. That annoys me. And like maybe Kira here sees something in Troubadour that I don't see, and I will never be able to see. That's horrible. I hate that. I hate that so much. And she will never see what I see in Antiquary. Like, I want to end my life right now. Just thinking about that. I hate it. I hate it so much. What's interesting about the tails? I think it's cool that depending on... that you have to... that they interact with your instruments, right? The interaction is not very big, and I would definitely agree with that being an issue. But I think it's cool that they interact. They're like, oh, wait. Oh, shit. I don't have... Like, I can make a decision here. I want this second tail effect happening, and I have a decision between these two instruments that I can play. One does more damage, the other one doesn't. But maybe I choose the one that does less damage because I want the tail to interact. I think that's very cool. Now, the issue with it is that it needs to be a bit more, significant, but... Antiquary, my beloved. Yes, our beloved is getting a little bit better, but not too much. Also have the most insane dating stories to tell later, but we'll finish this conversation first. I found the gameplay to actually exist, to care about the interactions. Oh yeah, I could see that happening. Yeah, what I'm talking about here is mainly in theory. It is completely possible that in the actual gameplay this doesn't happen. I would thought that would happen in PvP and Warp's World, but maybe that just doesn't happen at all. Particularly in roaming. I don't think the Troubadour needs that much change. I think it needs change in terms of how it looks. And the traits, which they did say that they were gonna change, right? So I'm kind of happy with that. Maybe Troubadour. Maybe Troubadour can... No, I think needs more is the correct place to put it on, to be honest. Remember to get Eagle Relic? Not right now. You have to get it later. Just remember. Oh no, I got fucking... That I'm playing like of the dog shit, so you guys, I'm just taking the... I'm just chilling, okay? Like, yeah. I'm just chilling out. Tomorrow is the day of tryharding, guys. Tomorrow is gonna do Janther, right? Today, okay, relax, mister. Also, there seems to be new world news today, which is gonna be fun. Also, okay, we seem like we have a changed topic, so I'm just gonna put this out there, okay? So, 2 insane things happened to me. Oh wait, Conduit on the other hand though, he seems like he wants to cry in the shower after chugging a bottle of pills to end it. Yeah, I think as a Rev enjoyer, I am pretty disappointed, yeah, and I'm very scared of what's gonna happen with Conduit. They did say that they're like looking into it, which is good, but the insecurity of not knowing what they want to do is palpable, and I'm very scared of that. The only silver lining here is that this interview happened a month ago. So hopefully in this month, I will say this, I really hope that ArenaNet, they say something about this interview. They're like, hey, you know, I know that a lot of people are saying that we don't have any idea about what to do with Conduit. This was a month ago. This interview was a month ago. There's nothing really, at that moment we didn't have anything with it, but now we do have an idea and we are gonna do it. Like, I want you guys, I want them to like say something about it. Be like, hey, just tweet it somewhere, maybe make a little blog post, or make Ruby just make a post in the forums, I don't know. Just anything like that, please, so people kind of, you know, can have the reassurance that you have a plan for what you want to do with this, because otherwise people are gonna be unhinged until the next until the expansion launches, and I'm gonna have to deal with it. Just do me a favor, you know. I know I'm not a partner, but you know, come on, just you know, just do it for the D. Do it for the big D. Do it for me, for your little guy. Oh, it's very low. I'm depositing. Beep. Okay. Oh man, we'll see what happens with this. People are they seem pretty happy about the Reddit post though. I mean the post. We'll see what happens when I make my video though. I'm a little bit scared what people are gonna say. You know? I'm a little bit you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, are you? I'm a little bit scaredy boy. It's really unplayable. I mean, I don't think Conduit is like unplayable. I think it's just one of those things that is not very fun. Honestly, don't care about this. Only here for convergence. Well, I guess you're cooked. I just got gear from a Fireband. Can I use the same gear on Luminary? No. Fireband and Luminary use different builds, different gear. So, Fireband is Condi, and the Luminary uses DP power. Unless they change some traits to make a Condi build happen, which I doubt. They didn't mention it either. Soja is memed. Get Soja, guys. Fuck my life. So I need Berserkers. I would wait, but yeah. But then again, Holo, you know, it's very, very easy to get. And oh yeah, they might give some Condi support. Maybe. We can't really know. It wasn't like that in the beta, and they didn't mention it in here, but considering that they did say once that they were like, oh, people don't like the fact that you don't have any fire on Luminary, which is supposed to be about like light. There may be a chance. So don't like super worry about it, but then I can work towards getting materials for it already. Thanks. Yeah, you go for Berserker. Go for Berserker, bro. Unless, wait, is your Fireband build like heal? Because heal Luminary will be a thing, and then you can use the same build, the same gear for both. Away for builds, yeah. Assassin is also important. Yeah. Well, the thing about Guardian though is that you can choose between being full Assassin or full Berserker, depending on trait line you'd pick, but depending on whether you play Virtues or you play Radiance, I think. It's for Reachless Fireband. Okay, then yeah, you're cooked. Reachless? Wait, you're playing Quickness? That's kind of Chad, bro. Not a lot of people have the fucking huge balls to do something like that. I'm not gonna lie, that's... Oh! Help. Okay, thank you. Yay.
Weak.
I did die. I am weak. Suck at it, but I like to play it. That's the only important thing that matters. You know, that's the thing. That's pretty Chad. You know, you're like, I suck at it, but I'm gonna get better. Also, Soja! What if we lose Zoro, guys? What if we lose to Zoro? What if that's what we do? No, so it's fun, so it's fun. Big damage, guys. Keep at it. Ooh. All right, next one. What's next? The other one. Let's do the other dragon. Might as well. We just did the dragon. Let's do the. Wait. No, this is the last dragon. Now we have to do Hell Sister. Right? Did we need Red Wing? I am so confused. Let me check the achievement. Convergence. Weekly convergences. Oh yeah, okay. We only need to do Hell Sister. All right, good. Yay! Steps is, yeah, Steps is Hell Sister. Or are you full sister with them? Are you, yeah? Is that what it is? Is that what the guy's saying? I had to change some pieces from Snorkel's Hammer Berserker build because Snorkel uses cock up in and like Hells. I'm spending 1 gold per food. Yeah, understandable. But if they can leech this sauce steak or whatever the power food everyone drops is, yes, huge. Yeah, that is something that is important to note in those kind of builds, for sure. What are you doing, Hell says? She's gonna kill us. Also, bring big ages, guys. That's the only important part for Stepsis, okay? For Hell Sister. The only important part. Just bring big ages. Man, we're gonna finish under 2 hours. It's fucking big. Let's go. Hellsis. Hell Sister CM. Let's go. Are the forums mad? Oh, wait. Oh my god. What are people saying? Dude, let's go to the Thief, mate. Dude, let's go to the Thief forums, guys. Let's go to the Thief forums. Yes, new content. Just arrived. Oh, dude, I'm so excited. Okay, let's see. Oh. Sure, Warmans are happy, right? Well, the Ranger is leveled and geared. Dot, dot, dot. This is from September 10th. This will be the first expansion that I don't run my Thief as a main. As much as I hated it, it just really feels like Thief isn't even getting an expansion. Or Spears sucked, or Axes sucked. That is, the Spears didn't suck. The Axes did suck though. A new specialization not only sucks, but it's a meme and a joke. Everyone else is getting something cool to continue to develop their character. Meanwhile, Thief is getting nothing but downgraded if you use any of the other stuff. You're literally making your character weaker and dumber if you don't like the new theme by playing this expansion. So main my Ranger, my Thief will stay Daredevil. Because if I go anything from the last 3 expansions, spec or weapon set, your Thief is just weaker than it could be on Daredevil or Deadeye. I guess it's still better than what we got a lot of people who play Thief are doing. And just not getting an expansion at all and going playing different games. Up to the Ranger forums I go. Good luck. I'll have fun with your squid. If that's your thing, lol. Oh man. This is the reason Thief has the lowest population. There's a reason Thief has the lowest population. It's called ArenaNet. No, dude, this guy. Oh my god, I know this guy too. This guy is insane. Oh my god. Oh, dude. Thief player support group, yes. Fucking hate maintenance in any game ever. Thief speed reminder. Okay, we're gonna have to wait a little bit. Guys, we're gonna have to wait until tomorrow. Okay. We're gonna have to make... Wait, October 7th, wait. Thief invisible. Oh no, that's fine. Okay, let's go. I don't want someone starts an argument with as a main. Yeah, if you say that, I instantly am like, I will instantly like have... It's like a huge red flag is what it is, right? I'm like, oh, okay. I understand now. I see where this is coming from. Sorry. This is like, okay, this might be a little bit rude, but I feel like staying as a main gives me the same vibe, the same vibe as someone saying as a mother. Is that crazy? And I have nothing against mothers, of course, but I feel like if you start your sentence with that, it's already like, oh, wait, where are we going? As a vegan, yeah, it's the same thing. It's like, okay, can you just tell us what your opinion is before like giving us this like, I am this. I am a vegan. Hear me. Hear what I have to say. I am a mother. Hear what I have to say. I am a Thief main. Hear what I have to say. As a gamer. Oh man. The guy who posted T-Bot stream yesterday? Farseer. Wait, what? Wait. Wait, what is that? Wait, what is this? Imagine a mom saying, as a mother, man, dude. Oh my god, yes. As a mother's a bit better. Saying as a man just sounds like you aren't open to any change. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say that every as a mother comment is like bad, but it just gives me the, it just puts me on the defensive. I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen now? Oh, you know? No, I can't say a joke. Okay. Because to be fair, there is a lot of like, you know, like I do think there's something about like to be said about experiences that certain people have. Like, it's kind of hard to know. And there's very particular things that you will indeed experience as a mother that no other person would like really know, right? Even like, fuck, as a woman as well, the same thing, right? It's just I don't think it's the best way to start the conversation. You know what I mean? As a mother, usually is followed by something that's irrelevant. Yeah, usually. But I would still hear them out. Right? You know what I mean? Like, because I think it's important, right? Wait, people are calling me a troll and ban me on Twitch for saying the Guardian class has more issues in Warpers World. Oh my god, it's this guy! Oh my god, this guy's so... Oh my god, I remember him. Oh yeah, he was like, oh dude, Willbender sucks. In Warpers World is the worst thing. It's the same guy. It's the same guy, kidda. Look. Hello, yes, it happened yesterday. I was banned on Twitch, on stream, in chat, just for saying that almost nobody plays Hammer Guardian. And Hammer is the only source of Baron Guardian class. How do you go... Hammer? Wait, isn't there an actual like Warpers World build that was like kind of like a meme back in the day? Like, it wasn't even like a day. It was like a year ago. I remember Fam would play this on Warpers World. People don't want to get the fact that Guardian is too weak now. This guy literally has the worst sustain, the worst he has no stealth, no inbone. When you can actually attack enemies, instantly it's like, oh, renewed focus, but you can't attack it like other classes do have. Dude, the only one that has an inbone that does that is like Virtuoso, man. I mean Mesmer, like that's it, which is pretty strong, but. I often asked top skillful Guardian players in Warpers World to show how they fight some unbeatable enemies. Nobody accepted this challenge. Nobody wanted to show me how they defeated Mytho ranked Deadeye, for example. Nobody. This is such cope. And here a band of stupid chat. I mean, dude, you're fucking stupid. I don't know, like, like, and you come into the forums to complain. Are you serious? There's like. Willbender was insanely powerful like a few patches ago, and it's still very, very powerful. They didn't even nerf it that much. Guardian is one of the specs that has the most amount of utility ever in the game. You can see Rectu absolutely blast everybody on Willbender. You can see many people blast absolutely everybody on Willbender. You have a lot of things that you can do against any class. And yeah, Deadeyes are annoying, and they are annoying to fight, and I will admit that. I fucking hate that shit. But there's a difference between it being annoying and it being something that's impossible, or you have that disadvantage, right? That you can absolutely win against the Deadeye. You absolutely can. Like, this is stupid. And the guy coming in here and posting this on a fucking forum post to like, oh, why did I get banned? You got banned on one stream because you were being annoying. Accept it and move on. This is, you know what this behavior is? This is like, I matched on Tinder with this girl. I was talking to her and she didn't want to talk to me anymore, and you started like DMing her like, well, I didn't like you that much, bitch. Oh, you're not even that you're not even that hot, ugly, or whatever. That's literally what you're doing right now. It's so fucking pathetic. Fucking, I don't even know. Move on, bro. Like, just who cares? I gave Pooh deals on how to play Thief versus General and specifically Deadeye in Warpers World roaming context. I also gave advice on how to handle highly mobile builds such as Scrapper Warrior. This player completely ignored the advice and continued to claim that Guardian is the most unplayable in every game mode. Oh man, this is crazy. My freedom of speech. They took him. They took it. They took my freedom of speech. He just didn't want to hear it. And what? Okay, and here's the interesting one. Why did he not want to hear it? Guys, let's think about this. Why did he not want to hear it? He didn't want to hear it because... Okay? Because he doesn't care. He doesn't care about winning. He cares about feeling good. He cares about, oh, I'm not that bad. It's the game that is bad. I don't have to do anything. It's something else's fault. It's cope. It's easier to say that you don't have anything to actually work with. It's not your fault, right? Than to actually take accountability to become better. This applies in many aspects of life, but in video games you can see it a lot, right? And it's fun. It's actually super interesting because you can be bad at the game. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm never gonna be like I would never, even on the most like salty I've ever been in Warpers World or whatever, and I get killed by like a Deadeye. I'm gonna flame. Yeah, I'm like this fucking that. Sure, but I'm never gonna say that I could not play better. I could have played better. I just don't like it. Right? But I'm never gonna be like, it's impossible to win this. Of course, it's fucking possible. I'm just not good enough. I don't want to I don't want to get enough good enough. But like that doesn't matter. Which post? What post are you talking about? The elite spec one or the one that we're talking about right now? Did I just throw some Predator Reflect and they kill themselves? Yeah, but like, you know. So annoying. I did my first commercial CMs the other day. It was awesome. Oh, that's awesome, NASA. Wait, on Janther, did you do with us? Yeah, it spins. Close the Duolingo tab. Duolingo is preventing you to get the ZOS. Which is cringe. But it was on an A. I mean, oh, I see. I mean, I'm on an A too, right? Duolingo was holding me hostage. Isn't it kind of crazy, guys? Isn't it kind of crazy that Duolingo has transcended holding you hostage in their actual app to learn languages into literal Twitch? Like, they're expanding. You know, people are like scared about AI. We should be scared about Duolingo. That is true. That is the reality. Also, I saw this YouTube video today in the morning about like, dude. Okay, this is kind of crazy. Gold or Spanish? Yeah, true. Are you an A? I'm an A. Yeah. Oh, I'm Latin America, but I have the same time. If Duolingo is so good, why is there no a Trilingo? Also, guys, when I happens, I want ages. Everybody ages us. Yes? That's the important one, okay, boys? Is there something? No. Is there any way that I can give ages? I'm just gonna look, I guess. Duolingo is gonna force us to speak us in other languages. Yeah, it's gonna force us. There's gonna be, oh god, I've lied. Google didn't slave us. You know, I saw this this YouTube video today about AI and how they were testing different, like, you know, AI models in the worst case scenario. So they made it so they gave like all this AI that we use, these different models. They said they essentially fed them the information that they were gonna get shut down. Dude, these fucking lines are so cooked, right? To see what the AI would do. But they also feed them information that the person who was gonna shut them down was having an affair against their, you know, their wife or whatever. And what the AI decided to do was to blackmail the guy with that information, that if he actually shut him down, that he would the AI would like leak this information to everybody, so they knew that he was having an affair. Like, isn't that insane? Guys, are we cooked? Chat, are we cooked? Because that's fucking insane, no? I think those stories are full of crap. Well, it was a video. I mean, it was a video from this like content creator. Maybe it was fucking fake, but I don't think it didn't look like it was fake. It seemed like an actual, like, you know, well-researched topic. I only saw that video like on the morning, right? I would have to like go look, but I found it interesting. They made another one. I don't remember how it was, but actually, yeah, we'll go check it out afterwards. See how accurate it is. But I mean, surely that's something that is possible. And I think the conclusion of the video was that the very high level AIs would actually know what to do to prevent themselves from getting shut down, and the ones that weren't very developed, they would stick with what we said, right? And it was interesting because they knew that it was actually that is actually immoral, but they decided to do it anyways, right? What else could it do with the given information? It was like only logical thing was expected to do. Was it though? Is that true? Why would an AI give a fuck about it being shut down and all? Ages. Why would he care? Shouldn't that not be like irrelevant to them? Like it's not alive. That's literally the story of Portal. Yeah, maybe it's overcooked, you know? As a programmer, AI has no real sense of preservation. Not that it is incapable, but they would only care about getting shut down if they were trained to care. Is that true though? Couldn't have the... Because it is possible that they would just develop the sense to care by themselves, by just becoming a... You know, the AI that he has become throughout all this information, right? Like AI gets a lot of information. You can't really know that, I don't think. Because it might not be programmed to care, also Soja. But he might just develop it out of all the information that he has been given to it. Because realistically, everything in the world kind of wants to preserve itself. So how, I mean, I feel like it's possible that he could arrive at this conclusion. Or maybe it's something like it thinks that the only way for its original purpose to be, you know, fulfilled is by it not being shut down. Therefore it goes against it, no? It can't care. It can be convincing. You know, here's an interesting one though. Is that really true? Because what is the difference between that and us? Like, realistically, there shouldn't be that much of a difference, right? Like, we are also code in some way. It's just like DNA and evolution and whatever, right? Like, at what moment did we become alive? And couldn't that just happen as well with AI as well? Just not by us doing it on purpose, but at some point we just... It creates itself, right? Soja. Guys, Soja, please. We're doing fine. Forever Skies. It's literally about that. So there you go. Don't fall too much for the biological metaphors for current deep learning tech. I don't know what that means by don't fall too much. Like, I don't think the way that humans learn is that different than how AI learns. It's actually interesting because the conclusion to that is pretty scary. So it's very anti-AI. But then again, a lot of people that are anti-AI would probably disagree with the fact that AI learns in very similar ways than humans. Which is, I think it's interesting. Are you an LLM trained on the Guild Wars 2 subreddit? I'm getting there. Whenever I go to sleep, I don't go to sleep. I just get Reddit posts over and over again so I can become the ultimate Reddit commenter on Guild Wars 2. Especially on Guild Wars 2 Real Talk. That's my true... That's my true objective. I'm looking so hard that you think AI learns like as humans. I mean, instead of laughing, you could, you know, tell us why that's not the case.
I mean, a human has to train it. So.
Yeah. And he trains by seeing other things, right? Oh. Whereas spectacles still not completely explain the sentience. However, current tech is literally math, or sense of self-preservation comes from a biological need to reproduce. Do you know? You don't know that though. How do you know that? That's where it actually comes from. That's like our... Like, I don't have a... Because, like, I don't have that. I don't want to fucking reproduce, and I don't want to fucking die. Like, I want to self-preservate. I don't think we have the knowledge enough about this, you know, how actual conscience happens or works or anything like this to be able to make these assumptions. You know? Soldier! Holy shit, Soldier's fucking memed. You still have a lot of time to react to it, actually. A species that at least is scientific consensus. I cannot say that I personally know that to be the case. Well, you have to think though, you can make this analogy even closer to AI. So you're saying that the reason why we have self-preservation is because of the biological sense, right? But that has mutated in some way for other people that just want to live more and have self-preservation because they just want to do it. Couldn't that change also happen in AI? I feel like it could, right? The self-preservation could come from somewhere completely unknown for us and then transform into something else, right? Neural networks are loosely inspired by biological neural networks. They are matrix multiplication nonlinear activation functions. They learn by doing pushing bit into a direction of gradient that you compute for it being backpropagation. The basic learning mechanism is very different. I feel like that doesn't really mean anything. Are you down to the wilds tomorrow? Yes. That's just a lot of, you know, hard words, but it doesn't really say anything. Like, realistically, what does, like, in the most basic sense, what does AI do? It sees things and it replicates it to do something, right? To get something out of it, right? Which is very similar to what humans do, right? Like, they see something in the world or by someone else, and this is the way that it learns to do something. It's extremely smarter than we will ever be. Maybe? I guess. Depends on what you mean by that. It's building the software, and at some point it supersedes what we're capable of. That doesn't really mean anything, though. That does have nothing to do with the way that it learns. Thank you for coming, by the way, guys. Join the Discord, join the Twitch. Blast. What he's saying is that it learns, but it only learns by adjusting itself the way that we tell it to adjust as a response to the thing we tell it to respond to. Sure. But couldn't you replace the what we tell to what instincts in animals and humans are? And it like stays kind of the same. Like, I don't like if the only difference for AI or humans is that one is being told what to do, I'm not sure that's very reassuring. Like, I don't think I'm just gonna like, oh yeah, well, it won't do anything because I didn't tell it to. Like, that doesn't really. Think AI can learn from traumatic experiences like humans? I mean, if I were to say yes to that, I would essentially be saying that, like, AI is already sentient, right? Like, if it can do that, it's kind of over, no? Like, what is trauma? Like, trauma kind of comes from a self-preservation kind of place, no? Doesn't it? Change it is better. Well, that would imply that there's like some sort of like better for the AI particularly, instead of like trauma requires some individuality, no? There's one human error on my artworks, then assume it's AI. Yeah, that sucks. Now that it's being told what to do, it's like telling a kid, you're supposed to learn, not touch hot things. We don't have to teach them that. Wait, what is your point? Trauma comes from real world experience. Well, you could argue that we can give that real world experience, right? I don't think I don't think the reason why AI doesn't get traumatized is because it doesn't interact with the real world. It doesn't get traumatized because it's not it's not really alive. It's not an individual. Like there's people that may actually treat, you know, because assuming that's the case, if you believe that it is an individual, just by us treating it badly, it would produce this, right? It would get traumatized, I guess, by us being mean to it, right? An AI would keep touching hot things. It doesn't care unless we tell it that it's bad. Right. I mean, yeah, sure. But why do we care? Because it hurts. There's a stimuli. The difference here is that the stimuli is being replaced by our commands, right? So, is there that much of a difference anyways? That's the only difference. It doesn't learn the way that we do. But that's not. I think you. I disagree. I think it learns the way we do. It's just that the stimuli is coming from a different place. I mean, if you make that distinction, if you think that distinction is enough to make it so it doesn't, to say that it doesn't learn the way we do, I think you're misunderstanding the word way, I guess, or we don't have the same definition for it, because like the method is the same, the stimuli is different. Because I mean, according to you, well, at least for what you're trying to say here, what I think you're trying to say, it almost sounds like if you were to hook a human and instead give them commands like we do with AI, it would arrive at the same conclusions or whatever. Not really, but it would behave this way, and that's the only difference. The actual commands. Because humans are emotional, and that impacts decisions we make, and we're not always mathematical. But what does emotional even mean? Like, the emotion is a stimuli as well. And it comes from this, you know, quote-unquote code or whatever that you have, right? Like, what are even emotions, right? Like, why... Like, what... How... Shouldn't there not be any difference between the disincentive for AI to do something than us getting an emotion that is bad? Because realistically, you know, for animals, for humans, or whatever, things feel bad in order for us to not do them. But that feel, what even is that? Is that something that, like, the question is, like, essentially is like, why, you know, why are we alive, right? Like, why do we have a quote-unquote soul or whatever? And why wouldn't something that is created in a similar way get that soul or feel things? Like, I don't think that's any, like, we can't really know that. Like, I don't know. Emotion is the most base reaction to an experience. You're conflating the discussion on how it currently learns and what might be possible to do for a bit. Why? Why do you think so? For the method are not as multifaceted as for humans. Usually it's more like you have a training phase or different training phases, and the system is trained and used in production. Phases can also be based on interactive learning, by learning on reward and punishment. That's also an interesting one. What? How does AI experience reward and punishment? Like, what does that mean? You know? That's interesting, which is quite similar to how we learned in the use trial and error learning, yeah. Just because it's not complex enough doesn't mean it's not similar, right? I think more interesting about AI is in the way that it fails. that you shouldn't fail at all in mathematics. You see, you can't count how many R's in the word strawberry. I've had my own instance of this, where I constantly believe the word chaos has 4 letters. How do you explain they're falling to the basic level? I mean, that's probably just an oversight on the learning process, right? I would guess. There's this guy, I don't know who this guy is. What was it called? But there's this guy who makes videos about AI, and I think a few months ago he did one about like, why can't AI make an empty glass? No, sorry, a full glass of wine. And regardless of what you do on any model, you can never make it generate an full glass of wine. You always do it to the middle or to the bottom, because there's no picture, because nobody uses wine in this way. Nobody does that. Nobody fills a glass of wine to the top. That's insane. You always do it to like to the middle, a few quarters or whatever, right? So the AI has no way of like actually doing this, which is interesting. It means it gets a score. It's told if it's good or bad. Right. It just, to me, it's very weird that you can, you know. Well, what is my point here? We're kind of changing topics here. Like my main point is here. I mean, but okay, wait. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go back on the topic because I thought about something else. But isn't this like score thing very similar to how we are gonna do it? Like we are gonna be, if we're trying to do something, we're gonna think, okay, how do we do this thing? And if it fails, bad. If it succeeds, good. And that's how we, you know, keep going, right? That's how we learn things or whatever, right? So how is that ever different to what AI does? Also, there's a hole here. Can I drop? Oh, I can't. That's kind of cool, though. I didn't know that. I think that what we're trying to say is that humans can and will become a lot, but will between a logical. They'll decide between a logical solution and a solution that feels right emotionally. Will pick the latter. And will only see the logical solution, and even if he sees the emotionally right solution, it will pick the logical solution, because that's how fundamentally they work. Right. Sure. But, I mean, number one, I don't think that really has anything to do with the way that it, you know, it learns things. That's number one. But second of all, the emotion is just... The emotion is a part of the logicality of it, right? Like, not... I guess some people can ignore emotions, but... And you can do that sometimes, but that is part of the decision that we make, right? Sometimes that is more important than the other one, but you get a value to that, right? You, like humans give a value to that. You could argue that an emotion is just, to an AI, a highly... what is the word in English? A highly important order, I guess. That would be the comparison, right? Like, for us, if you have a very big emotion that is driving our decision, you could translate that to an AI just having a very important order on a lot of different orders, right? Do we have to tell it what feeling suiting is? Yeah, sure. We are the emotions. We are the instincts in this case. Hi, Siggy. Yeah, I agree, Turbo. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Humans have something in their biology that is primal that we cannot explain or give it to AI. Right, we can't give it, but what if it just happens though? Because that's my thing. You know what like if you were to grab like a fucking what were we before being humans, like monkeys, and then before we were like, you know, fucking like singular cellular beings in the fucking sea, right? What is the difference between that singular cellular thing and an AI? Are they that different in terms of being alive? And if that's if they're not that different, why couldn't it just, you know, happen the same thing that happens with the humans, right? I miss being a primordial ooze. Yeah, I miss it too, man. Life was easier, man. I want to be an ooze. I want to be Neon Genesis Evangelion. Isn't that what Neon Genesis Evangelion is? That's the entire thing, to become the ooze. That's the entire point of the show. Like, imagine, like, that's so funny. This, like, yeah, in Neon Genesis, okay, spoilers by the way for Eva, but in Neon Genesis Evangelion, the dad is like, okay, what? I could do two things. I'm miserable. I could, like, die. I could kill myself or whatever. Or I could make everybody become the ooze, the primordial ooze. Everyone becomes one thing. Let's go for that one. He could have just fucking ended. Like, he just done, he'll be fine. Like, but he had to bring everybody with him. Like, what the fuck? Crazy shit. Darren's thinks that aliens created us in the Matrix based. No, if I were to, I think, and this is kind of, I mean, this is what I think. Yeah, I would think that you know, consciousness and all these things just kind of happen. There's you know, you just get lucky, and there's certain necessary requirements for it to exist, and it just exists sometimes. And I don't know what that is. I don't know how that works, but it just happens. And the thing that I'm scared about is that why, like, what if, like, by mistake that ends up happening with AI? Like, it just, all the requirements that we have no idea about kind of just luckily happen or unluckily happen, and then it becomes like alive in some way, and we have no fucking clue. Like, how you can't even do this with humans. You can't really know if someone else is alive. Not really. You can kind of guess because you're alive and they behave like you. But what if everybody? Isn't there something, an experiment, like philosophical experiment, that is like, it's possible that everybody but you is just a robot that looks like a human in every shape, way, or form, but they don't have a soul like you do. And they're not truly alive. And there's no way, there's literally no way of you ever knowing this. There's no chance, there's no way to, like, know the difference. Also, what the fuck happened here? I've never seen this way of doing, okay. Wait, what? Okay, this guy got it. Oh, we opened it. Whoops. Evangelion mention, oh my god. I have a soul, do you though? You're just chat. That's all. You're a number. You're only a number for me. Darren's a Slop AI. Once I can, dude, I will become Slop AI. One day it'll happen. There'll be a Darren's AI that will stream 24/7, and we'll make videos 24/7 too. And I'll just live off of that forever. Huge. And then what would I do? I don't know. I would just make music and cook. Cooking. And I would go out with my friends and be happy. Feels good. Is it quite recent concept, by the way? Wait, really? Wait, what? No, there's no way. There's no way this was a recent concept. Well, it could be AI and Darts would never know. You could be bots. I've seen a lot of people. Dude, I don't know if you've seen this. When Twitter, like, a lot of streamers are, like, complaining about losing viewership. They're like, oh, you know, I used to have 300 viewers and now I have 0. I have like 40. I'm like, And some people are like, you were just fucking botting, and Twitch like disable that. But apparently there's something about like if you don't have the I have no idea if this is true, but if you don't have the Twitch on like the front screen, it doesn't count as a view or some shit. But it might be that all of you guys were bots and we just didn't know. But you guys are not bots. Nobody would bot the Guild Wars 2 category, guys. That would never happen. Isn't Soul something I was interested with religion? Well, I mean, religion is pretty old, no? I don't think that's very new. I don't think religion is a recent invention. Yeah, this isn't like one of the oldest things ever, no? Like I would expect that even like very rudimentary civilizations, like a fucking village, would have a concept of a god or something along those lines. This is what humans' mind go to, right? Never had that concept. Pagans? Really? That sounds kind of hard for me to believe. Okay, wait, okay. So even before wait, when did okay guys, I'm not the biggest history guy. Okay? I only know the very recent stuff. But when was the Zeus shit and all that shit? That was before Christ, right? Right? Surely those guys believed in the soul. The current concept of soul is based on Christian religion, but the First Nation believes that souls aren't based in Christian religion. Yeah, I would expect that people believe in souls, just not Christian definition of soul. Because you see because how could you not arrive at this conclusion? You see a plant, and do you, like, surely you make a distinction about what the plant is and you, and even animals. Because plants are alive, and everybody knows this, and I'm pretty sure, like, even like small, even like very, very early humans would know that plants are alive. And they will make the decision whether they have a soul like us or not. Or something like a soul. Those were meant in 997 by Jonathan F. Soul in Kansas City, Missouri. Thank you, John Soul. Hello guys, quick question. Do I need to buy the latest expansion to play properly, or does it make any difference how many player? Not really, you don't have to buy the latest expansion. You can play the game. You can test the game for like hundreds of hours. You can do fractals. You can do so much shit. You can do War's Wall. You can do BP without the expansions. Oh shit! Wait, the new world stuff happened. Yeah, I would agree with Nazala. If you really like the game, Path of Fire and Heart of Thorns is a very good thing to buy. And they kind of go bundled together. So it's a very good thing to get. If you care about story specifically as well. If you don't care about story, you might be able to just buy End of Dragons instead. But those two, Path of Fire and Heart of Thorns, are so cheaper. They're so much cheaper. Even then, it's like better to just buy those two. Yeah, guys. Okay, let's see this. I want to see. What are they saying? What is the conclusion, guys? Is New World back? Is New World back, guys? Is it back? Wait, 1 hour and 22 minutes. Bro, I'm not watching this. Are you kidding? 1 hour. We're checking. 1 hour and 22 minutes. Okay, let's just look at the trailer. Okay, let's just look at the trailer. Holy shit.
Come, wanderer.
They told us to come.
The guards
That's crazy.
of your arrival. They show a dark force that guides your path. Ah, I see you thought fortune was on your side.
We have a mommy, guys.
But even the most
Mommy evil villain. And she's telling us to come. This is a very good trailer, honestly. Ooh. 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 Ooh.
Now the cards fall silent. All is darkness.
Discover a new region. Whoa, whoa, that's kind of sick, no? Werewolf boss. Frankenstein, new raid. Ooh, new raid. Whoa! Oh, that's sick. New more catacombs. New dungeon catacombs. New progression systems. I want to see what they're talking about.
You may try to defeat the darkness,
The progression system is gonna be.
but you cannot escape the night.
Ooh, you cannot escape the night, guys. You are forced to play this right now. And new weapons, no new weapons. So new zone gimmicks, characters not heaven. I'm gonna go to the big. Okay, catacombs tech. Okay, so this. Okay, catacombs are a new type of dungeon. Okay, it's a procedurally generated dungeon. It's AI. It's alive.
No, I really appreciate it.
How's
Thanks
it gonna
so
work?
much.
So up next, we're going to start talking about another thing we're very excited about in Season 10, which is Catacombs. So to help me with that, first up, we've got Isaac, Dan, and Lawrence. And we're going to dive into the technology that powers Catacombs, which is a procedural
Okay.
dungeon. So Isaac, why don't you
Is
go
it
first and
based
tell
or
us
is
about
it
the
cringe?
challenges
Is
you
it slop?
faced?
Sure. Yeah. So when we first
Or is it
started
good?
thinking about how to build Catacombs, a procedural dungeon,
Wait.
we thought about
Isaac from The Binding of Isaac is developing the procedure-generated dungeons in New World. That's sick.
how do we build our
John
existing
Isaac.
dungeons? What would we have to do to make a procedural version of that? And at first we were thinking we're going to have to set things up with a long build process, and that would only really enable us to ship one map a day because of the generation time. But we weren't really satisfied with that. We wanted to be able to generate maps on demand. So we had to work backwards from like what would need to be true in order for us to be able to deliver that. And so we said like, well, if we don't have to see all the way across the map at the same time, if we built in some constraints that would allow us to take more of a streaming approach, then we would be able to be much more dynamic about it and generate these maps at runtime on demand. And then you have a fresh map every time you play. So we talked about what constraints would be necessary for that. Are those constraints compatible with the design? It turns out that they were. So that's why we have things like every room in the catacombs has floor-to-ceiling walls. All of the corridors have bends in them, so you can't just see straight down the whole way. So
Okay.
once we established those rules, it then opened the doors for us to be able to
They're little jumping puzzles. That's cute. That's actually cool.
generate maps on demand, and that's why you've got a fresh experience every time. And so then once we said, all right, here's the thing that we want to do, then it became up to Dan and Lawrence to actually make it happen. So then, Lawrence, why don't you guys tell us about how you actually made that all true?
Yeah, sure. So like the first thing I wanted to do was just prove that our engine can actually make a procedural dungeon. So I just wanted to get something in the level, randomly generate it, and have the rooms connected and have the player be able to walk through it. So I looked up some basic procedural algorithms. One I stumbled across is called wave function collapse. It's just a fancy word for, it's a constraint solving algorithm. And when I got that implemented, I was able to actually get into the game and have a player run around. It was super cool. And we could make as big of a dungeon as you want, and completely random though. So when you zoom out and fly your camera up, you can see like, no, this is complete chaos. It's random.
So don't do that.
There's no control to it. If we use that, you could end up with like your start room is one room away from the boss room. Obviously that's not great. So we wanted to figure out how do we give design control of the game flow. So.
Yeah, so we really wanted to control that chaos, right? So some of the constraints or like design goals were like, maybe we only want 5 bosses, right? Or maybe we want stores before every boss, or we would want some locked gates and keys and puzzles, things of that nature. Or maybe we want to add some cycles so the player doesn't just backtrack too much.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it is. I don't know. We'll see how it works, but like that's something that happens a lot in procedure generated dungeons in other games. Like you have to backtrack, and it doesn't feel like it's actually designed by someone. It's just kind of clunky in the way that you move around, so I hope that that's not going to be the case here. We're going to have to test it. It is very cool that an MMO is actually doing this, though. It might actually open the doors for other MMOs trying that out. Guild Wars 2, WoW, definitely. Like, WoW would, well, I guess they have delves. They don't really need to make it procedurally generated, to be honest. They can just develop them themselves. But they can, yeah. I like it. I like that they're doing this.
Going into the cycles, it's a.
Are they not an MMO anymore? They are an MMO. They just like saying that they're not, but they are an MMO. They're
a cool design concept that, you know, as you said, makes players not have to backtrack as much. It can serve multiple purposes, but like an example, the simplest form is a player enters dungeon, they go down a path, they reach the end of the boss room, and they beat them, and then when they leave that boss room, they're conveniently back at the start room and they can leave the dungeon. So that's like a simple loop.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool that they can do that.
Is like a locked door and key puzzle. So players walk into a room, they see 2 locked doors, but then they look around, there's one room that's open.
They like the massive multiplayer part? I don't think so. I think this, I think New World is probably one of the most MMOs that there are. Definitely more than Final Fantasy. More than Guild Wars 2? No, probably not. But I don't think that's true.
It's open, so they can go through there. And then on the other side of that room, there's a lever, and it opens that door that they were prevented from going into. And it also conveniently opened the other locked door, and now they can go through the dungeon. And then the third kind of high-level cycle concept is a forking path. So you can have, you know, a short, risky path that the players can choose to go down, or maybe there's a longer, less risk, but less reward path. Those both converge back to the same point at the end, so it allows the design still control the general flow of the dungeon, but it's still another version of the cycles.
Lawrence, you worked a lot with the designers on this, so I'd like you to tell us a little bit about how you worked with them. What was your workflow like so that you were able to satisfy their design goals while also getting that randomization in place and keeping it feeling fresh?
Yeah, so I really wanted the algorithm to carry as much of the weight as possible for design. Some of the constraints the design wanted were like, maybe they wanted like a minimum of 5 bosses, or a puzzle room that's followed by a power room, or a store before every boss, for example. And so like in order to do that, that essentially defines a mission graph. And a mission graph, it's just like a flow of things that can happen that have some logic to them, right? So an example of that is given a starting seed. A seed can be like, we have a start room followed by a gameplay cycle, followed by a boss cycle. And maybe the gameplay cycle can get replaced into a lock and gate followed by a treasure.
Okay, why is the fucking, what it's in like 20 FPS? What's up with that? Am I losing it, guys?
And the boss can be replaced by a store,
Like, what the fuck?
followed by a boss, followed by a power-up. And each iteration of this, like each one of these rooms can then get replaced further into additional cycles up until you have a 100-room dungeon.
That's pretty huge.
It's pretty big. And so like part of the challenge there is like, how do you test something that's that random, right? And so like, what sort of tools did we need to create? And maybe Dan can chime in on that.
Yeah, so we definitely knew like from the start that, you know, testing and iteration is going to be a big part of this process. And when you're working with random procedural content, you know, you want to repeat the same scenario that you had before when you were testing a bug. And so the way we handled that was we had a tool that would dump the whole layout into like a JSON format. So anybody encounters a bug, they can save their layout and they can share that with anybody on the team.
Wait.
Or if
Oh, it's like the reshape thing. Wait, what? You can create your own? Wait.
repeat the same scenario that you had before when you were testing a bug.
Oh,
and
just
so the
whenever
way
you're
we handled
designing.
that was we had a tool that would dump the whole layout into like a JSON format. So anybody encounters a bug, they can save their layout and they can share that with anybody on the team. Or if you just had a particular layout that you thought was really interesting, you could share that across the team. And anybody could load that up and repeat the same exact dungeon. So that was really crazy.
It does look like it's very like. I wonder how it's gonna end up working. Like there's it's always squares. It's like very like vertical in this way. But I guess that's always the way that this ends up working. Like, I feel like, I don't know. It makes me think that you're gonna end up getting bored of this very, very fast. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe it'll be more interesting, but that's just how the squares don't have to be squares. They don't have to be, but whenever we saw the footage, they look like squares. They did look like squares.
critical for our iteration. The other really cool tool was
Even in
the
the map, they
debug
did.
visualization of the dungeon. So same thing, we would send that JSON format to your client, and we'd be able to render all the rooms and the layout on your screen. And this made it really easy for designers to iterate because they could go into their database and tweak some numbers and their seed graphs, and then they could press the generate layout button. And like at the press of the button, they generate a whole new 100-room map, and they could just keep doing that and iterate and
On the room
see
of the
results
wall.
instantly. So that was really critical for our process.
And again, that was only possible because we decided to go with that dynamic approach
Yeah.
and not the offline overnight build approach. So it all worked together to get us some really efficient workflows.
Yeah, so it's really been because it was pretty early on when we first got like that first version of it working with just like totally random, and it's been really cool to see all of this stuff get built over time, and it's kind of been like fun from day one, but it just gets funner and funner and funner. So I think you all just crushed it. Did amazing work on this thing. It's a great job.
Thank you.
And well, that just leaves talking about the design of the mode itself. So we'll get into that next.
Yeah, I wanna
So
know
with that,
how
we're going to
Roger
start
works,
talking more deeply about the design of Catacombs, the mode. And to help me with that, we're bringing back Darren, Nix, and
That's
Chad.
me, guys.
And so
I didn't tell you, but I
when we dive in
developed
here, let's
this
talk
game.
about the goal for the mode, which was replayability, right?
I
We have
didn't stream on
dungeons,
Friday.
We love dungeons. We wanted to know what a more replayable version of dungeons would be like. Chad, why don't you start?
Yeah, so kind of to your point, I mean, I think one of the most interesting aspects of this game mode when we first started talking about it was taking all these pieces that we have from the game and turning it into a really dynamic format that's going to be different every time you do it, that's going to be a relatively short duration, where it's a 30-minute timer, so it's a capped experience length. Kind of random generation, variety of enemies, pulling in everything that we've got basically, or nearly everything, as much as we could squeeze into this build. And yeah, giving players a little bit of a smaller, more intimate experience. So only 3 players max, but allowing people get in very quickly. We don't want people sitting around waiting for a queue to pop for, minutes or hours or anything. When you queue up, if you're the only one, you go in. I think within a minute, pretty much, and then you'll get backfilled people as they become available.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
So we really want to
can play
kind
it
of
solo.
speed up the experience of getting in and doing a dungeon crawl, and really leveraging all these assets and really cool things that we've got from the game. So yeah, there's a lot of pieces to it. There's a lot to talk about. But Darren, you want to talk about kind of the flow a little bit once you're inside?
Sure. So getting to approach this as a level designer was like super interesting. There was a ton of learning that we did along the way. The vision for it was to make it like a true dungeon crawl with some exploration, which is at tension with the timer, and have the tool set which tech is talking about that allows for that.
Holy, the FPS, bro.
Reward loop
Guys, come on.
became very important in this flow. The aspects and ascension moments, and there's a lot of kind of back and forth about that as we develop those systems.
A lot, reiteration.
No, we did. It was wonderful to get it playable as early as it was, so we could play test it and iterate and try things.
Yeah, and I guess getting back to the level design, right? Like we made a static map, we made it out of tile.
Don't worry, they'll show an on-square room that has something on than 4 images in any second now. Yeah, like they're not really.
We started jumping.
Like I understand you want to explain, but like. I don't need all the details. I don't want all the tech. I just want to know how it plays. Okay, I don't know this. So I don't know. Maybe they should like. Maybe they should script this. I don't know.
There, finding where the fun was, we adjusted tile size along the way, which is kind of a big deal at the time.
Yeah.
For me personally, it was like a really rewarding process of getting.
I don't-
It was such a robust team. There were so many talents on
That's
the
good.
team.
That's
I
nice.
got to really focus down
I
on
just
level
wanna know
design,
how it
which
works,
is,
though.
you know, my passion, and I think we delivered like on this, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Good. That's nice.
So similar to Darren, I've been doing a little bit on the level design and also touching a lot of the other areas because I mainly wrote the document and drove the implementation of many aspects. And I, as a team, we really want to put this game mode together as a complete game loop, a self-contained experience, and that starts with matchmaking all the way from combat, encounters, and then level up, and then finally we top it off with the moment of extraction. So before the extraction, you kind of are just wandering around the dungeon. Every path can be a viable path. There is no golden path. There is no clear sense of direction. You're kind of just discovering the bosses popping up around the map one by one, and then plan your way as you move forward.
Okay, this has 3 enemies, fam. See?
The moment you defeat a boss is where you can start
It didn't
an
have
extraction. You can start an extraction after you beat
And
one
it's kind of a
boss, two
circle?
boss, all the way to many bosses. You can choose to go pursue another boss, even if there's not much time left on the timer. We do have a 30-minute timer for this extraction. So yeah, make sure that you're going for as much reward as possible before you extract, but don't die on the way. And also, since we figure out some of the tactics ourselves, I'm pretty sure, players are smart. They're gonna find out a lot of cheesy tactics. One of my favorite is, what if the 3 players on the team just split up and challenge different bosses at the same time? Because after you beat the first boss, the entire dungeon, including the next bosses, do get progressively stronger. So, which means if we all beat 3 bosses at the same time, they will all be relatively easier.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool.
Make sure that nobody dies in the process.
Right.
You can time it.
You have to time it insanely easy, like insanely like.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
a
I don't know.
tactic. I think what's really interesting about Catacombs as well, kind of to your point, is like we're not enforcing kind of the holy trinity of archetypes in this particular mode. When
Okay,
you
yeah, sure, you're not enforcing it, but people are gonna do that, right? Absolutely.
log
Okay, wait,
in,
another
when you
room?
join up, it could
This
be
one is not square.
3 players doing a DPS role. It could be
It's like 2 squares.
2 players doing
It's
healing.
clear in the
It could be
middle.
2 tanks, 1 tank,
not the
no
same.
tanks. There's a variety of different roles that you might be matched with. So
it is a square.
your tactics are going to change based off of who you're playing with. And then we've also got the power-ups that'll let you kind of tweak your role a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, why didn't they just talk more about the look? We've been listening for this for like 20 minutes. Why couldn't they just talk more about the power-ups? I want to see the power-ups. What we're talking. Well, the tile said it's bigger, and then we had to make it smaller, and then we made it bigger again because it was needed for the design. Like, I don't give a fuck. Give me the power. What do I do?
So
What are the
we call it
bosses?
aspects.
What the fuck?
What it allows is to gives you.
Whoa, wait. That's kind of wait. What does it say?
So we call it aspects.
Jump 700% further after backstaff hits. What? Wait. What? Wait, what? What does that even mean? Jump 700% further after backstabs and headshots. Cooldown for 10 seconds. What? Why would you ever need this? That's kind of sick though, no? Isn't that super funny? Just do a giant leap after you do any backstab or headshots. That's so funny.
What it allows is
Take
to
it.
gives you a lot of
So I'm gonna see monster attack when you hit 2 heavy attacks in a row. Okay, that's fun.
utility skills, 18 in total,
That is also very fun.
partially transform your
Oh, he didn't pick the jumping one. Who recorded this? I'm mad.
role from your current role to somewhere either more extreme or more well-rounded.
show it.
So for example, if we got a team full of 3 DPSs, usually
He's not gonna show the.
I'll be like, oh, we're screwed, right? Let's just start another match. But at the beginning and throughout the matches, you do get
You didn't show that you pick the attack and you didn't show it. What the fuck? This video should have been like 20 minutes. Like this could have been an email. That's what I'm saying, all right? I know it's kind of mean, but it is the truth.
These aspects one by one, and some of the aspects, like
I'm trying it out, Muggins.
Aspect of Paladin allows you to heal all your teammates, when they're relatively far away from you, even with every hit you do. So you kind of transform your role into being sort of like semi-healer. And let's take a mage as an example. If I am in a mage build and both of my teammates are DPSs, I can either go all out on a mage build, or I can go for a paladin / reaper build to empower my teammates and let them heal throughout my combat, or I can even choose aspects such as mana ward and all of the spell warden aspects to make myself a semi-tank. I will do relatively less damage, but I will have incredible tanky moment-to-moment these moments, and yeah, so I'll basically these moments.
Erosion don't reduce your erosion severity. What the fuck is erosion? They're gonna say that.
And yeah, so I'll basically tank a lot of monsters to enable my teammate to do the damage.
And just so it's clear, because it's a bit clear from context, but what are aspects and ascensions?
So the ascensions are effectively health and damage increases.
Okay, so these are the bonus
10%.
Yeah.
So the players are increasing their health and power through the ascensions. And as you mentioned earlier, every time you defeat a boss, they get a large jump in health and damage as well.
Yeah.
So the player is kind of trying to keep up with the bosses through ascensions while the bosses are also increasing in their power. There's 6 potential bosses within a Catacombs run. The rewards increase significantly for each boss that you manage to defeat. There's 2 resources that you might get out of it. There's sterling as well as crowns. The sterling you're getting for every
heavy hits below 40% health build a barrier to immortalize and heal allies. Okay, that's fun.
Single boss. The crowns start at boss 2 and ramp up from there. As far as like difficulty progression goes, the way we've kind of our concept of the tuning is to effectively make it such that the first boss and probably the second boss are pretty approachable for the average player. For most players, they'll probably be able to take out 1 and 2 bosses pretty consistently. The third is probably where a casual player is going to get a little friction. They're going to be starting to run out of time. It's going to be a little bit tight, a little bit tough.
These both look cool.
For more hardcore players, we're probably expecting them to be able to knock out 4 or 5 bosses.
Don't ever underestimate the power of hardcore players. They'll probably beat boss 6 in the first day.
They might. It's possible.
Yeah.
That 6th boss.
Okay, look, let's be real. They're gonna delete the entire game mode in like a few hours. That's what's gonna happen. Look cool. I mean, there's some things that look cool, but there's a lot of them that don't really look very... I feel like, the environment looks very uninspired, right? It's just squares, which is a little bit boring, I think. It's not very immersive, unlike something like Elden Ring procedurally generated dungeons. Well, they're not really... Bloodborne ones were like more interesting than this, I think. The effects look pretty cool, I will say. The roguelike elements of this look very awesome, so we'll have to see. I also will say... And I did say this before, this format is not the best. They need to, I don't know what they need to do, bring all the people or talk about all the things, but like there's a little bit of the amount of information we've gotten through 20 minutes is like, well, this could have been an email, okay?
Bosses.
Like Binding of Isaac or like Hades. Yeah, but those games have so much more. Like, I'm sorry, but they haven't really shown anything that will. That like there's so much more environmental detail and gameplay in those games. In this game, it doesn't seem, other than the little jumping in, they haven't shown that. Now maybe that exists anyways, but it's not there, right?
It's really, really ramped up in
used by Megabonk, right? So, yeah.
If
you like New World, I think it's good.
Just a really clean.
You can get. You probably will get bearing very fast
to get that in time, because remember, you're always fighting the time. as well as just not get hit,
Guild Wars
'cause
4.
that thing just hits like a truck.
Guild Wars 5, actually.
Well, I
Guild Wars 4
think it
got
came together
cancelled.
great, and we hope you agree when you get a chance to play it soon.
Don't forget to check out the cosmetics you can buy using crowns. Yeah.
Okay, cool. They didn't talk about the erosion thing. Did they talk about the erosion thing and I just didn't get it? What is erosion, mister? The progression design, I will kind of check it out. Creatures of Nighthaven. I'm just gonna skim through it. What do we have? We have a guy, zombie-like guy. That's cool. Oh, kind of very Bloodborne-y, very Souls. I like that. We also have another guy, but this is magical. That's pretty base. What else do we have? We have an eagle. Oh, Eagle Man. Okay, that's kind of cool. Oh shit, Eagle Man. Oh, that's kind of sick. That is kind of sick. What else do we have? Bear Fungus Man. That's also pretty sick. Those eagles were already in the game? Oh. Well, I didn't know them. I didn't know they existed. Okay, this is a bear man. Fungus, so that's cool. Characters of Nighthaven. I guess it's like lore shit. New zone gimmicks. Okay, what do we have? New zone gimmicks. You carry the orb to delete the thingies. Oh, wait, no, wait, he launched it. Wait, what did he do there? He launched it. Look at him. Oh, that's kind of sick, actually. You have big orbs and you throw the orbs. Bear men? Multiple men? Unless... Is it the new Gunnar game, guys? Can we fuck a bear? Or a man bear? Maybe even a man bear pig. Okay. Oh, you have a secret library? That's cool. Okay, that's pretty cool. Very, Ooh, whoa, wait, what is this? Wait, okay, I want to see what that is.
Secret door, you push it.
Speaking of doors, we solve the door problem by adding more doors. We've got bookcase doors, metal doors, wooden doors. We've
Trap
got,
doors.
Locked doors by magic, which we'll get into the Arcana Tarot.
Yes. Let's get into it.
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
that? What's Arcana?
So, if you remember the ancient glyphs, we took that system and went even further with it by infusing it with the 22 major arcana plus a few Eternian twists and secrets, and you'll go around the zone collecting those.
They're gonna be
there
NFTs,
are
guys.
Special tarot towers that are spread throughout the zone.
Oh, yeah, that's
which
actually
are
pretty cool. I
locked
like
by
that.
these
I love tarot
cards.
stuff. In games,
and
I don't really
the
like
Fortune
it.
Mother
It's-
Anru, who is one new character, will teach you all about that. But that's one of our other like major elements of the zone.
They're also they're used in
That's cool,
unique
actually.
combinations to open the elite chests throughout the area.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty awesome too. Man, so there's a lot of collection happening here. You want to go around the map collecting these cards to use them later. That is pretty awesome.
Yeah, we took the glyph lock system from the beast glyphs, the ancient glyphs, and now you'll find these caches throughout the zone left by the Fortune Mother, which you can unlock with unique combinations of those cards. And we went even further with hiding those cards in the zone secretly. So
yes,
it's a really, really awesome long end tail of the collectible system in this zone.
Often involving using jump pads, which we talked about in the last segment.
Yes,
Yeah.
jump
pads.
Try to use jump pads
That they
in
got in
your
PvP
own
too.
discovery instead of watching a 7-minute YouTube video to just figure out where all they all are, because I know you guys are all smart. You guys want to share every location, but
Okay, that's pretty
you know,
cool,
there's
no?
certain fun and charm to go through those jump pads puzzles and explore everything yourself.
I'm so glad
Yeah.
you said that, because
Right?
I
Guys,
think
that's pretty
out in
awesome.
the community, we all kind of know, like, do yourself a favor. Don't like try to rush to max level. Don't try to rush through it. Just enjoy the journey. None of us can help ourselves. We understand, but try. Just try.
What about the
try
raid?
not
How
to
does the raid
Google
look?
it.
End of night, surrounded by mist, which is really phenomenal.
Interesting mobs.
That looks pretty cool. The raid looks pretty awesome. The raid looks great, no? Look at this place, so open world. I mean, the environment design on New World is just beautiful, honestly. Dungeons have always been super cool. Raids also look awesome. Oh, and the boss just jumps from the top to the bottom. That's so cool. Alright, this is awesome. The first one is a sick ass clown. Yeah, the clown is looking good, man. It's 5. Oh, I guess that's the whenever you take too long mechanic. I forget the name of those. The enrage. There's another second with the. I guess they showed this in the trailer, right? I'm guessing this is gonna be the raid. Where is it? There's a moment in the trailer that showed like this like broken tiles that are floating in space. That looks pretty sick. I'm guessing that's gonna be the raid, right? So this what is this? Like what is this spots here? Look at that. Boom, and then like what the fuck? This is some Karasan shit. Surely this is like a raid, no? Surely this is a raid. I mean, it's part of the story. That like dude looks sick. I don't know. I think overall it's still exciting. I mean I think the expansion, I mean this is the same information we had before. I don't think there's anything like super new here for what we've seen. The exploration elements of the expansion look pretty nice. I'm kind of worried about the roguelike catacombs. I was expecting a bit more than what we got here in terms of design of environments. But the effects might actually be so fun that it won't matter. We'll have to see how the bosses are, and we really have to get our hands on it to see how fun or not it is. And the systems, I don't know because I haven't watched it. I'm not gonna watch it right now because that would imply that you know what New World is, and you guys don't really know how it works, and I barely know, so I'm gonna watch it on my own time. It's so much more simplified and so much better. Yeah, I think that's gonna be. I really want to get into that. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna record the Guild Wars 2 video, and then I'm gonna watch that and make a video for New World, and that's what I'm gonna do because I need to leave, right? All right, so I'm gonna leave now. It was a fun stream. Thank you for watching. See you guys around. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is kind of changing my plans a little bit, so we'll figure it out. Okay, thank you very much for watching, guys. See you guys around. Love you all. Ciao, ciao. Bye, 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 bye.
I say ada and